Hey, Podcast America. Welcome to episode 68 of the Enlightened Neanderthals. We'll talk about my own company, Training Northwest. By the time you guys listen to this, we are on the range for the rifleman camp.
Yes.
So the only thing I have left to advertise is I've got a level 1 coming up in October. And if you're paying attention to current events, you might think about learning how to use a firearm. I don't know why. And then we also deal Vortex Optics. So if you are local in Snohomish County, if you purchase your optic through Training Northwest, you can come out to the range and zero. And I always, because we're there, run a few drills for you just so you can get a little trigger time on it.
You know, let's put this out there as a celebratory event. Rifleman's going to be happening as this is dropping. If you've listened to this, if you've had any inclination to be like, wow, that kind of sounds fun. Rifleman is a huge accomplishment, not only to go to, but to put on. It's a fun event. And this time next year, if you had regrets right now, you could be there. So sign up. Really, it's a fun thing to do. The things you learn, you'll take away for the rest of your life and keep applying to your shooting, land navigation, first aid. It's a great time, and it's fun having the other people there around you experiencing it. You get good bonds, good people to meet. I know people text and like set up group threads, and people kind of keep continuing on. So
last year's group was awesome.
Building your network.
It was fun. Like the Saturday night hangout was really fun last year.
That was a blast.
Yeah. Okay, so if the world is not on fire
next
August, then
it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
It's going to be fine.
Then you'll want to grab your spot.
Yes.
Mike, what did we talk about today?
This was a 2-part episode, boys. I would feel the first part.
It went quick.
Oh, it went very quick.
It flew by.
Yeah. I feel like the first part was follies of our youth, talking about a little mayhem and mischief,
Shenanigans,
plus some movies. And the second part was
It was like
my
80s, 90s pop culture.
Yeah, a lot of it.
And then we took a left turn.
Yeah. Sex robots were the main topic of discussion. And I think there's a lot to think about.
And hey, you know what? Why not talk hunting rifles?
Oh, yeah, I forgot that. That's the way you finish up with a sex robot, dude, is with a
that's the
rifle.
cigarette at the end.
Enjoy the show, you guys.
Dibs on top.
Okay, so do both of you guys legitimately take 2 7s?
2 7s over 110 for sure.
You don't want to spend the night with a 10?
I got no problem with it, but
2 7s equals a 14.
that's what I'm saying.
So it's just simple math.
That is, now that you put it that way.
Yeah.
It's
you're
very simple. Yeah.
Right.
So I mean,
That seems like
hold on. What was your thought before that? Before the math?
Listen, they're both great options.
Of course they are.
no one's
So
losing.
I was just going to say, there's no loser at this party. But there is a part of me that says, you know what? Maybe Jenny McCarthy wants to hang out for an evening.
Jenny McCarthy.
90s Jenny McCarthy or current Jenny
MTV Jenny McCarthy.
So we got a time machine.
Is she the liberal one?
I have no
She's
idea.
anti-vax.
The redhead?
No.
Oh, yeah. I think she went hardcore anti-vax.
But way back in the day before anti-vax was anti-vax.
Oh. See? She's my girl.
They think she thinks her kid developed autism after a vaccine.
Well,
and she went hardcore.
He did. We can just say that. Let's get that
I
out
went
there.
full retarded after the vaccinations. Huh, Nathan?
Checks out. He's like, this book smells good.
No.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I just thought, but
What brought this up? Did this
I was just
did this
thinking.
opportunity present itself?
absolutely not. No, 2 7s, get out of here. 2 10s, maybe. No, but okay, so two 7s.
Okay,
over,
you
so
know
that
what?
gives
I regularly spend the night with a 10, so I guess for the novelty, I'd have to take 2 7.
You fucking pussy. Okay, so you do that.
Pandering.
That's
That's what we call that.
Yeah, right through that. That's like a Biden promise right there. Like, we all know it.
That's bad.
But if you were in Africa, AIDS is prevalent.
Africa.
Right? is the answer the same? Are you risking it twice on 2 sevens?
You're doubling down on your risk.
Or are you just running the 110?
Does African AIDS beat condoms? You know what I mean? Does protection work?
It's tough. It's tough to say. Tough to say. I don't know. Say you don't have it. Say there's no protection.
It's like the killer bees. It's African killer AIDS.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
Heavy petting with 2
Sounds
sevens.
Get out of here, heavy petting with 2 sevens. This guy. Are you kidding me?
This is an 8th grade, bud.
But AIDS.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
All right.
You rolling those dice? What's it like? What's the percentage of people with AIDS in
It
Africa?
was scary high the last time.
Let's call it a third. A third. So,
Scientifically speaking.
yeah, technically at that point, there's 3 people there. So,
Surprise, it's me.
got him.
Have you
Those
ever
2 sevens turned into 2 fucking.
Have you ever watched Jamie Foxx's stand up? Like,
It's been a long time.
dude, it's actually fucking phenomenal.
Is he still doing it, or are these old Netflix specials or something?
Not even
No,
Netflix.
Netflix.
This
Oh,
was
pre-
maybe
pre-
2005, maybe.
Oh, okay.
2009, maybe his last one. But his stand-ups are phenomenal because he's a showman. He
Yeah.
can sing, he can act, and he's a great comedian. But he's
Sing.
but he's got some great jokes about AIDS and different types of AIDS, like African AIDS and American AIDS. Like he's fucking a chick in Africa. He goes, "Oh, that feels and he just dies on the spot. He's like, it's aggressive. That African AIDS is way more aggressive. Dude, great stand-ups. Watch them.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out because I know he does like hilarious interviews.
Yeah.
His interviews are just amazing.
Oh,
he's probably, I would say he's probably the best showman
He's one of them, yeah.
of our generation,
Yeah.
without question.
Yeah.
Like he puts it down.
Cool.
He's a great actor. He
charismatic,
can-
great singer, funny.
But he can be serious. Like
Yeah.
So hang on. Okay. 2 sevens, 110, or a night with Jamie Foxx. Because you guys are over here gushing.
I'm taking Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx, because that'll lead to 2 10s. That'll lead to multiple
No,
10s.
I'm with him. Yeah. No, it's gonna be great. A little bit of that charismatic fucking nature rubbing off on you. You know, hopefully.
Hopefully.
If you play your cards right. But anyway, yeah, that was just I thought I was driving and I was like, oh,
Random thought.
what do you guys think?
I'm like time travel. Jordan's like 2 7s or a 10.
Yeah,
The questions that motivate us.
you know, you guys get two
2 in our own head.
in your head. Yeah, you guys are
Got to get in our pants.
Yeah.
yeah, dude. Where all the blood's at?
Yeah.
What's up?
Oh, man.
So, what's been going on?
Well, the stock market crashed.
Let's keep this shit upbeat, huh, bud?
There's race riots in England. Or not race riots, religious riots.
Religious. Right?
Same thing. It's a bunch
What
of
else?
Muslims,
The world's
right?
falling apart as usual, but
Yeah.
How'd that solar flare happen yet?
I don't think
Today or tomorrow?
I think it's today or tomorrow.
Well,
click.
Bye, everyone.
that'd be crazy.
Yeah, no
That'd be
shit.
absolutely
Mid
crazy.
pod. I hope it doesn't ruin the SD cards. We can release this someday.
Yeah. What would happen
Ooh,
if?
sorry, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Yeah. What would happen if?
Okay, all right. No, Jordan, you go ahead.
What would happen if a solar flare happened?
So it depends on the strength and the
Say it was.
a high strength solar flare that hits direct square hit on the Earth. I think it works a lot like an EMP where it wipes out electronics.
Now, would that be in the spot it hit, the side of the Earth it hit, or would it just?
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't know.
So we're hoping it's China.
And I don't know if it's temporary or if it, no shit. Come on, spin.
Yeah. Africa's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
Still
guys.
got AIDS and no power. Didn't cure it.
And I'm honestly not sure if a solar flare is a temporary outage or if it can damage things permanently. Do you know, Mike?
Do you know what the Carrington event is?
No.
Carrington event was a solar flare we had back in, maybe 1918, sometime around then. Or maybe it was even late 1800s.
Did it take down the internet?
Well, it melted. So we had telegraph wires going across the United States.
Beep, beep, beep.
And the solar flare was so intense that the transistors from those heated up.
I just said,
that
fuck you.
Beep. Quick, slow, quick.
Hey,
That's a pretty good, that's a pretty good,
He said, "Fuck you."
yeah, dude.
yeah.
That's dude. With this finger,
two
a lot of
sevens.
things are
Was
possible.
that Morse
sevens.
code? Or
Yeah, Morse code,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
right?
But the Carrington event was so big that the wires melted all the way down and completely. I mean, they had to rebuild their infrastructure
That sounds
of
like
having.
permanent damage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what.
Yeah, I
there's
mean,
no
if-
going back.
If it's
from
doing that to a telephone wire,
yeah.
what it'll do to a
Wreck
fucking
shop to
electronic
a data center.
Are you kidding me?
But that's just for EMP stuff. So say that solar flare keeps getting bigger. I mean, if you keep scaling it up, it depends how big of a burp the sun lets out. But I mean, you could have things that if it pushes away our magnetosphere for a while and actually permeates, I mean, you could get radiation poisoning. You could get
I was just
going to
say
of things.
one of the other dangers of a solar flare is that it can erode the Earth's magnetic
Magnetosphere.
electromagnetic field,
Yeah.
which is what protects us from solar radiation.
Yeah.
what's that pill that you got to?
Oh, potassium iodide for not having radiation uptake in your...
Valtrex.
And the bumps went away. Potassium iodide. And it helps your body from, I think it's your, is it your
I
pituitary?
was just going to say pituitary.
I think that's what it is, but it holds, like if there's radiation in the area, that's something that holds it. So it helps keep your organs from, or your body from holding radiation. So you take that stuff.
Hummingbird.
That was a nuke. But you take that stuff and it'll stop. I mean, you'll still have exposure, but
Helps you deal with
long
it.
term. Yeah.
Okay. So then that's maybe a quick Amazon buy before.
Potassium iodide.
Yeah. When
Do they come in suppositories or is it just oral?
is there any other way to get it besides suppository?
Yeah.
Is there an applicator?
Yeah, his name's Tobin.
Look at your hand, Frank.
Jordan just showed it.
Yeah. Morse code.
When Ukraine happened, this Ukraine Russia, the last one, that's when I bought a bunch of it. I'm just like,
Well, speaking of potassium iodide, I think Iran claimed that they have functional nukes, which may be complete bullshit, but they're also openly...
Do they have cars? Like, do they make automobiles?
I don't think they make anything.
Well, they don't fucking make nukes.
Probably right.
You know what I mean?
You're
Well,
probably
no,
right.
didn't it? That was the whole thing with the Obama administration was their
Stuxnet.
enrichment of uranium
Yeah,
program.
they put Stuxnet into the Iranian reactor and made it spin out of control, or not the reactor, the centrifuge, where they were trying to refine uranium or just whatever the fuck they do with uranium, and it made it run wild.
Yeah.
Turned into a wild boy and fucking
Spun like a top.
yeah,
Like, oh,
it
shit,
got out of
shit,
control
shit.
and broke itself.
Hit the brakes.
So who knows? Or they could have bought one, but you know what I mean? Like, think about all the national actors that would be willing to, discreetly slide them a nuke just for the sake of destabilizing everything that's going on right now.
Well, not even that. Think about the disarmament after the Cold War. I mean, how many nuclear weapons did Russia have, as well as us?
And actually, here's a great point: is think about how dysfunctional our federal government is right now. Like, nobody really knows who's in charge. They can't. It's like they can't figure out their own ass from a hole in the ground. The Soviet Union, in its collapse, had to have been infinitely worse.
Oh,
so
100
if you were a general who was in charge of a couple hundred troops, and you had the keys to the silo and the vehicles and the cranes and the means to lift the warhead out, it's pretty easy to just pull one of those things out of there.
I traded you depleted uranium for 2 sevens.
Yeah.
All right.
Gonna get a 10 for 2 sevens here.
That's a red sparrow.
Yeah, the thought of that is scary. I mean, you guys had some when you were an apprentice. You said some dude pulled up to the job site and just like loaded up a bunch of copper.
Yeah. What's that have to do with nukes?
Well, what
Same-
the
same
fuck?
idea in
Same
the
shit.
Soviet
Like
Union,
somebody
yeah.
could just fucking
Yeah,
walk
yeah.
up and be like, do.
Yeah.
Yep, nope, I'm here on
Homeboy,
official business.
Yeah, homeboy drove in a plain white pickup truck, just like all the job site trucks, and he was
Yeah.
wearing a yellow vest and a hard hat, and he backed right up to our Connex and
Like
loaded
he
up,
owned the place.
Yeah, loaded up $30,000 worth of scrap wire, like middle of the shift, and drove off with it.
Dude,
Or
a
not,
guy-
not scrap wire. Sorry, wire on reels, like new wire.
Yeah.
A guy did that with like,
He turned it into scrap wire.
yeah. Yeah. No, he was gonna go do a bunch of jobs. This guy. A guy did that with like, I want to say like 3,000 pounds of gold.
No shit.
Yeah, he just rolled up, acted like it was his
To
delivery
where?
to a fucking a gold place. I don't know, I think it was a federal spot in maybe it was, I don't know if it was federal or not, but I think it was in Canada. And he just rolled up, acted like he fucking owned the place,
No
did what he
shit.
was doing, took a pallet of gold,
Shit,
loaded it in the back of his rig, and fucking drove off.
Maybe we should get a picture of these guys who drive the Brinks truck and just get ourselves some uniforms and just roll in and be like, hey, we're just here to pick up a shipment. You know what's interesting is I worked for 6 months.
We'll edit that one.
Yeah. For 6
Just in
months,
case we
I
do.
worked in a hospital on maintenance staff, and I wore the maintenance uniform and the big fucking ring of keys jangling on your belt to get in all the doors, and your little clipboard with your work tickets or whatever requests on it. You are invisible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nobody wants to look at you because they look at you like a janitor.
Yeah.
And so they don't want to look at you. They don't want to make eye contact with you. And it took me a couple weeks to figure out that I can go absolutely anywhere in this hospital campus and nobody will challenge me because they don't want to fucking have an interaction with me.
I think it comes from
it's
a
like the
place
best
of
camouflage
authority.
ever.
Yeah. I don't think it's like, oh, this guy is just doing what he does and like let him do what he does.
Yeah.
That's the whole theory of like you can get anywhere with the ladder, right?
Yeah.
You can walk in any
If you
concert.
put on a hard
you can
hat
walk
and
into
a construction
any
vest.
fucking, and you just walk through with a ladder. You and somebody else carrying a ladder, dude, you're fucking in.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're in. That's the same as at concerts. You can get anywhere in a concert. Try this. Anybody who's listening to this, if you ever want to go to a concert and get in the front row,
Yeah.
take a flashlight, and what you do is you walk up
Oh,
and
you
you
just start shining it?
shine your
From
flashlight
above.
from
Yeah.
above, and you just shine it down. Hold it above your head and shine it towards the ground.
Yeah.
People fucking part like the Red Sea, and you can just walk up. And I've done this at like 5 different concerts. I was like, these fucking security guards are getting through no problem. It's like I'm doing this fucking same thing.
Yeah.
Pull out my flashlight, shine it down.
Buy some
people
nosebleed
bite,
tickets and head down to
and
general admission.
then I fucking then I turn it off and fucking stop. And some people are like, "What the fuck?" And some people are like, "That is fucking slick. That's a slick move you got there." And it's like, yeah, nobody fucking
And a
I didn't-
dark blue T-shirt that says security in gold lettering. You're in.
Well, I don't even have any of that. Just fucking just a black tee, just your general shit.
Yeah.
People aren't looking at you. They're looking at the flashlight. They're going, "Oh, there's somebody with a flashlight."
Yeah.
And you just fucking move through the crowd and people get out of your way. And then when you get to where you want to go, just turn it off and people are like, "What the fuck?" It is it's my number one life hack.
Turn it off.
You know
and
what I
put it in
mean?
your
Like,
pocket.
and that was just, I watched these motherfuckers do it and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing. I got a flashlight in my pocket. EDC, baby.
Yeah.
Here we go. And yeah, it's the coolest thing. But yeah, some people get pissed off. Some people are like, what the fuck? And you're like, I didn't even talk to you. You just got out of my way, you know?
Yeah, you moved because of a flashlight.
And other people are like, that is fucking a genius move, dude. And I was like, thank you. Thank you very much. And they're like, fuck yeah.
Speaking of janitor having a ladder, did you ever see that movie, The Score, with Robert De Niro and who's the guy? Edward Norton from Fight Club.
I don't know if I did.
It was like a heist movie.
I was just okay.
Edward
Hang on.
Norton's the man.
He's the man.
Outside of Heat, what is your guys' favorite heist movie?
Man, National Treasure, baby.
I'm more of a treasure protector.
Yeah.
That's my Nick Cage.
You do a pretty good impersonation.
Yeah. I'm more of a treasure protector. Pretty good. I got a Nick Cage. Yeah.
What's the car that he's after in Gone in 60 Seconds? Which is a solid heist movie.
Eleanor.
It's my Eleanor.
That's Eleanor. Come on.
Okay.
I'll surprise you, dude. But that
Nick
movie,
Cage, dude.
The Heist with Edward Norton and De Niro. Edward Norton played a janitor with Down syndrome. And like he played a handicapped janitor and no one fucked with him. They just thought he was
For
the
years,
help.
huh?
And then, he worked that job for like a year or two. And then it was to finally get access to a heist in, I think, a museum to steal some jewels. But that's a really good movie. But no one, you give me janitor, I'm not thinking about you. You give me janitor with Down syndrome,
I'm nice.
good
as shit.
luck.
Yeah.
You can take all my money.
Maybe that's what I've been doing this whole time, guys.
Exactly. you can dust the windows behind me while I'm entering my password into the computer.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever see The Inside Man with Denzel Washington?
God, that sounds
Where he basically like barricades himself inside the bank. Like they fake a rob.
Oh,
Actually, I don't want to give the spoiler alert
Oh, dude,
away.
it's like 12 years
Yeah, you're
old.
right.
Who's
Hold
gonna
Hold on,
do
I've never
20?
seen it. I've never seen it.
It's a good
I'm willing
movie.
to watch it.
Oh, it's so good.
It's a really
so
good movie.
Inside Man.
Yeah.
Denzel's
That's-
another solid.
that's where he's-
motherfucker,
Yes, he
dude.
is.
His kid's sick, right?
No,
That's what he's going for at the very end.
That's the one where he like
No, that
takes the
paycheck.
hospital hostage. He's gonna.
Denzel's taking everything.
Yeah, he takes everything down.
Have you seen The Equalizer?
Inside Man? Probably not.
Denzel.
Yeah, Equalizer.
Oh
yeah.
my fucking god. Anyway, sorry.
Is that where he hides in the wall of the bank?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Yeah.
Sorry, don't listen, Jordan.
Yeah, I guess I'll see it. We'll see.
Yeah, that's a really good movie. Yeah, Denzel's great too, man. I love Denzel.
Yeah. Clive Owen. That's it. Clive
Yes,
Owen's the bank
Cli-
robber.
yeah, yeah,
Denzel's
yeah.
the cop.
Clive Owen.
Denzel.
Clive Owen. Did you ever see what was it? Oh goddamn, where people weren't having children anymore, and Clive Owen,
Son of Man or
something like
Children
that.
of Men. or
Children
something.
of Men.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really
that was a
good
creepy
Clive
like,
Owen.
post-apocalyptic.
Yeah,
Big
that was
Trouble in Little China. Is that
Oh, that's
That's
where people
Jack
aren't
Burton.
having kids?
That's Jack Burton.
no, isn't that Romancing
sorry.
the Stone?
No, my bad.
Have you guys have tried watching Big Trouble in Little China lately?
It's a good movie.
no.
Dude, it is so bad.
No.
Oh, come on. I put it on like it was a couple years ago, but I got through like 8 minutes of it.
Kurt
and I was like,
Russell?
this is awful.
Kurt
When he-
Russell's
the opening
great.
scene when he's like pulling into the alley and like
In
Kung
the
Fu Man.
semi truck. Yeah, that's a great movie.
There's a lot of movies that don't hold up.
Not at all. Yeah.
And it's like
Police Academy.
son of a-
Wait, what?
Any of that National Lampoon style shit, like I can't do.
Yeah,
it.
but you watch Naked Gun now, and it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
as good as it was back then.
Airplane.
There's a lot, dude.
Those were-
Vacation is still a great movie.
Christmas Vacation is awesome. Yeah.
Well, I think when I was watching it, I was so young that it like there's a lot that
A lot that flew
didn't
right past you.
didn't hit.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh shit.
Now you watch it and you're like, oh, this is loaded with innuendo.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of that shit where it's like, oh my
Yeah,
god.
even,
And when you
like,
hear all the
the
adults
cartoon
laughing, you're
movies,
like,
yeah.
yeah, that's funny, right? They're like a whole different fucking thing, buddy. Yeah, is it Super Bad?
That's a good one.
I haven't seen that in
That-
forever.
That's solid. I don't think that's ever going to go bad.
Probably not.
And you hear like,
But
so
those
many
are the classic
references.
movies, like the coming of age, the Porkies, the teens trying to get laid, trying to be respected in the school. Like those are things that sit with people throughout their entire life because it's
Fast Times at
commonalities.
Ridgemont High.
It's finding love. It's being accepted in a group, whether it's your work peers or your classmates.
So do you think it's more interesting when a movie is a completely different, there's heist movies, there's like coming of age movies, there's, but a true comedy movie about a random fucking thing? Like, do you think there's better movie? Like, that's where, like, I won't say it's a great movie or that even fucking keeps up, but like, Juno.
It's a
You
good movie.
remember that?
Yeah.
Where it's like she got pregnant in high school and like it's like her.
I've seen it, but I don't remember much about it.
But that's
It's just it's a different view on a coming of age situation where she's like a teen mom, right? And then she's kind of giving up her baby. Elliot Page is giving up his baby.
Oh, God
fucking
damn.
A. Yeah, I think there's a bunch of solid movies that like are just they were solid, and now they're just dog shit. Yep. They just don't. It never.
Juno's still a good one.
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of good ones, but
I don't know if they were solid. They were just popular at the time, and you watched them because it was the '80s, and they were trash, and you didn't know any better.
Yeah, but I mean, that's part of the whole thing. That's your environment.
You watched Ski School 1 through 5 because the cover was a chick flashing her boobs.
Well, that was all the National Lampoons,
and they were all terrible movies.
And I would fast forward,
and you would sit there for 90 minutes for the
some...
3 seconds of breasts.
Yeah, it was tight.
Yeah,
it was tight,
and it was totally worth it.
Yeah. DVD players were rad, dude.
And then like Basic Instinct comes out, and it's like the day you become a man.
Yeah. You buy an ice pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
What was that? Definitely not Basic Instinct, but is it Misery?
Where she breaks his legs.
Bro.
That's a Stephen King book.
Stephen King had some heavy hitters.
Yeah, back when he used to drink and do drugs. Now he sucks, dude.
I haven't seen any.
He sucks now. He's gotten
a
all
shill for the Democratic Party.
Yeah, he's gotten weird.
Yeah, but he's gotten weird. He's
that was cool back in the day.
Well, dude,
Kathy Bates in Misery.
That scared the shit out of me. That was a fucking crazy movie.
Yeah.
She puts the 2x4 in between his legs and breaks his ankles.
Yeah, with that sledgehammer. Oh yeah.
Just because she wants him to write the last book or whatever.
But that's ultimate fan. Like that's our ultimate podcast fan.
Yeah, we got a Neanderthal fan that wants to break our legs and tie us together.
You think we could get Rachel to do that to Greg?
Oh, it'd be fucking hilarious.
If she's listening, we'll hold him down while you put the 2x4 in there and get the sledgehammer out.
Yeah. That would actually be a fucking hilarious picture.
Oh yeah,
that would be the coolest
Misery style.
Pictures. Yeah,
that
fucking little ass ankles.
That movie was so good because it just captured how insane Kathy Bates was as that character. Because I remember he was getting over his car accident and he found a way to like pick the lock and get out of his room. And he's looking around, exploring, and he finds a table with all kinds of trinkets on it. It's like little porcelain figurines of like an elephant and of a horse and of a penguin. And he picks up the penguin and he puts it down. And she comes back and she goes, "You got out of your room, didn't you?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" And she goes, "My penguin figurine was off by 45 degrees. Yeah. Were you?" And it's like, that's just insane neurotic capture. That's why it felt real, is why that movie was so scary.
You guys don't do that shit? Where it's like when you pick something up, you try and put it back down in the exact same place?
Yes.
You do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because or I might be that guy who I notice when it's like, huh.
I'm looking at you, Nathan. I set this down just like this.
I live in a whirlwind.
I had a friend in high school had like legit OCD, and we would go into his room and like
turn everything backwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I had a buddy like that too, where we'd fuck with him and just that poor bastard.
Or like even sitting on the couch watching TV or something, just reach up and like nudge the remote, because the remotes would be all lined up nice and 2 in a row or 3 in a row or whatever, and just kind of like give one a bump out of alignment, and you could see him start to fidget. And like, fuck! All right, god damn it,
sons of bitches. Yeah, my buddy Sean was like that, and this was like when Jackass was in its prime time, right? When we were in like 7th, 8th grade. And we would film everything. We do a video camera, not with a cell phone, but like a video camera.
Camcorder.
It was getting cheap enough to where we could get a hold of them. And there's one had night mode, so you could like, it was right. So it was black and white, like you could see in the middle of the night, and then the lights are turned off. And his parents always would buy these little like, they were like toys, but they were like adult toys kind of thing, like the yeah. Well, you'd wind up those little fucking action figures and they'd shake around, or like the frogs that would go grr, grr, grr.
Into some kinky shit.
Yeah. Or he had these fucking, it was a metal rod on like a rubber band. So it would like ping and just have this really big ping sound. Super fucking high pitched. And he was trying to sleep, and we set up the camera so it was facing his bed, and my buddy Matt would sneak up and fucking ring it right by his head and then get down, and he would look around, he'd pop his head up, and you'd see his head look around like, what the fuck is going on? And we would act like nothing was happening. He'd be like,
oh my God.
what the fuck, guys? And
Yeah.
we're like, what? What are you doing? You know, acting all fucking, and he's looking around, and then all of a sudden fucking do it again. And then like video cuts to like him picking up my buddy Matt and fucking slamming him into the concrete, getting all pissed off. God damn, he was like 6'3", 200 and like fucking 60 pounds. You know, he was a big fucking kid, and he just smashed us. Yeah. And it was the funnest.
When we were in Afghanistan, we would sleep in these big they're like GP medium tents. They're like big wall tents. And they're dark as fuck inside because all the flaps are down. It's noise and light discipline outside anyway, so there's no lights on around the camp. But we would like talk about it beforehand. We'd all put on our night vision goggles after we got in there and then we'd fuck with Greg. And he'd be sitting up in his cot like, fuck you motherfuckers, I'm gonna fuck you up, like winging a boot across the tent or whatever. You know, we're all like, we can see everything, so we're kind of giggling to ourselves. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to do a bunch of fucking silly shit with those cameras, though. Like, ding-dong ditching. Just, like, the fun shenanigan shit, right? We'd ding-dong ditch, and one time we're ding-dong ditching.
Can't do it anymore. Everybody's got a
ring camera, right? Mm-hmm. So you got to do it with masks, you know? But, so we're ding-dong ditching and running around and...
Get a Nixon mask, like the Point Break.
Yeah. And, you know... Some people are having fun with it and getting all pissed off, and you know, not really getting pissed off, but we're getting reaction. It's funny. And then we graduate past the ding-dong ditching, kind of. There's a guy, and he gets all pissed off, and he chases my buddies. I'm getting ahead of myself, but one guy ends up chasing my buddies, and his kid chases him one way. He drives and chases him the other way, corners him at the junior high, and tells him he's going to kill him. He's freaking out. And he's a grown man. And we were in fucking 7th grade. And he's, I'll fucking kill you. And he fucking freaks out. So then and I wasn't with my friends. So they come and get me, and they're telling me like, oh yeah, this happened. And I was like, oh, no. So I go to his house, and I knock on his door, and he rips it open like he's going to catch somebody doing something. And I'm standing there looking at him, and my friends are standing behind me. I was like, look, you can't tell kids you're going to kill them. Like I'm sorry, we're just having fun. You can't do that. Like, and I was being stand up with the guy, trying to like, and he was like, they're, you know, ding dong ditching, but he's saying in knocking, and shouting at me. I was like, whoa, buddy, the first time I ever heard it called that. So I'm like, new name, all right, this thing's awesome.
This just got way more fun.
Yeah. And he's like, I got a retarded kid upstairs trying to sleep. And, and he's losing his fucking mind. This guy's like just so.
Don't we all?
He's wound so tight. And then I was like, look, you can't say you're going to kill my friends. Like, that's just not going to happen. Like, let's be honest here. Here's my number, in which I didn't have my own phone, so it was my dad's number. Call it. If things keep happening, call it. I'm just trying to let you know you need to calm the fuck down. And we'll try and create some sort of dialogue where you can fucking feel fine, but like, don't tell him, like, you know, I was a stand-up kid, right? My buddies were like, fuck you, Jordan. They ding-dong ditch that fucking guy all the time. So one day my dad calls this guy calls my dad, and I'm at home. It's the middle of the summer because the kids are just up to no good, right? My dad answers the phone. And he's like, your fucking kid is ding-dong ditching, and we're knocking the door. And my dad fucking loses it on this guy. He's like, who the fuck is this? Like, my son's been with me all day. What the fuck are you? And so it ends up, and I'm hearing my dad just go off. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then all of a sudden, my dad's like, look, if you have such a fucking problem with this, go get cameras, put up cameras, do your due diligence, and fucking catch these kids doing it. But I don't know what to fucking tell you. Maybe you're overreacting a little bit. And I just remember my dad being like so pissed and listening to what he was saying to this guy, like just telling this guy, pull your head out of your ass, dumbass. Anyway, it kept going because the guy was such a prick. Pretty soon that ding-dong ditching ended up being like egging or this or that. Yeah. And it got more and more intense. But then one time, just because the guy was having such a tough go of it, like things started happening. It's a neighborhood full of kids, and kids are just getting their licenses and stuff like that. That's our age. And a car pulls up and kids are walking, and they just happen to meet in front of this guy's house. And the guy thinks like everybody's out to get him. He's losing his fucking mind. And he jumps out of the bushes with a baseball bat and starts beating the taillights out of this fucking girl's car. Because he thought that they were like kids out, like ding dong ditching him and fucking with his house. And he beats the fucking the car taillights. He gets arrested, gets hauled off to fucking jail. Like the kids are like, what the fuck just happened?
You broke them.
Oh, we broke that man. It was the saddest fucking thing. He had the cameras up above the door, so that fucking he caught himself on camera beating the fucking.
Oh my god!
The cops took him to jail. They pressed charges. The whole fucking nine,
Holy shit.
threatening minors. Fucking this poor bastard. And then they ended up selling the house and moving. Yeah. The kid went to our junior high, fucking just disappeared. Like nobody knows what happened. It was just like, what the hell? But
did you ever TP and stuff before?
Yeah, we ended up getting into that too. But we we used to, but it was shenanigans, right? The TPing was a little bit more like that was, I think, one time that happened, and it was like a friend's house. So it was like we're gonna get.
It seems like now they try to go for like true vandalism, where they're trying to actually damage shit.
Yeah, and that's not cool.
Fun.
That's
anymore.
not cool. That's fucking. Somebody breaks my window, I'm fucking putting round through them. Yep. But
birdshot.
Yeah, pepper them up.
Yep.
Pepper them up, real nice.
Use those gun club loads, little nice and light.
Yeah, just fucking just
little skeet load.
Yeah, target loads.
It's like spearmint hitting you in the face.
They barely even kick when you shoot them. Yeah. It's like shooting a 410.
Hey, keep going now. No. So we did the TPing once to some. It was a friend's house. Like we weren't into too much shit like that until one time my dad was like, "You want to?" Up this ding dong ditch thing, you fill up their garbage can with water from their own hose, lean that garbage can against their front door, and then dong ditch. You want to talk about some issues? Dude. No, with that never happened.
When you start damaging people's stuff, then we pull out the. That's when we get out the high powered deer rifle or the
73-pound rifle.
No more gun club loads.
Yeah, no. So now we never actually did it, but we talked about it. But one time I look at my buddy Steve Miller, and he goes, I probably shouldn't say his name, but it's too late. He's a singer.
Yeah, I was just going to say, the Steve Miller?
And he goes, we're hanging out, and we're like, hey, dude, go get some shit and put it in the bag, and we're going to light it on somebody's doorstep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
And then he's like, okay. And he fucking runs off, comes back. He's like, anybody got any toilet paper? And we're like, for what? And he was like, you said to shit in the bag. and we were like, no, we said get shit and put it in the bag, not shit in the bag. And it's like, you're handling this. Like, this is you. And this is, again, on video.
You guys got a second bag. This one's getting soggy.
This one's getting kind of heavy, guys. So then we go and he lights this dog shit on this fucking shit. He lights his shit on this doorstep, and I'm videotaping it and just fucking that. This was probably the most ruthless thing we did, right? And I'm filming from across the street.
You're providing evidence.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm in this. It's like, again, it's kind of getting cold out, fall, winter. So this fucking bush that I'm behind is just sticks. It's like, it's nothing. There's no cover. And I'm filming this fucking
Jordan's
thing.
big ass is just hanging out from behind it. Yeah.
This bush. And there's probably 8 of us. And so he goes to light it, knocks, looks down, thing didn't get lit, starts lighting it, freaking out, oh shit, and then fucking runs out. And he runs off, jumps into a bush, and like everybody's just waiting. So there's 8 of us around this fucking area, but it's just dead calm. And all of a sudden, somebody opens the door, looks down, and just shuts the door. And we're like, fuck. Like, nothing happened. And I'm sitting there. I'm fucking filming. I'm filming. And then nothing. And all of a sudden, the guy comes back out. And then loads around into a chamber of a pistol. and walks towards me up the street, and then hits the corner and turns up the corner. And then a car drove by, so he took the gun and like put it behind his back. And I was just like, oh fuck. And like as soon as that happened, the camera, I'm filming, and it just goes down. And I'm just like, oh fuck. And I'm just looking, and I'm like, because you start hearing me breathe. It was awesome. And so then the guy goes back inside, and all of a sudden, as soon as that door closes, 8 kids fucking bounce up from a bunch of bushes around and just go running to the woods as fast as they can. And then this guy chases. Hot pursuit.
He knows what's up.
Oh, yeah. But we know the woods around there like the back of our hand. That's our fucking playground. And we're just running through the woods, ripping. And one of my buddy Cam, who was like the first time he was hanging out with us, ended up bailing off into like off the side of this trail because he had no fucking clue where he was going. And I guess the guy goes ripping by him, and he was just like, oh God, oh God. So, and then we all meet up back at the junior high like 45 minutes later, just like, holy shit.
That was awesome.
Holy shit. Yeah. But that was the last of our shit days, for sure.
I never did the shit. I TP'd one time, but it was because our school did it. Like, so in high school, we had this thing called junior TP night. And so, like, the girls, all the junior girls would get together, and they'd form a clique of, like, 7 or 8 girls. And they'd be like, we're going to go TP this boy's house. We're going to TP that boy's house. Yeah. And so these groups,
fuck that bitch
groups of girls, and it was all on the same night that they actually all did it, right?
Uh-huh.
And so junior TP night happened, and all the girls got the guys. And then the guys are like, we need to retaliate. So instead of groups of like 8 guys to 10 guys, 350 dudes all converged at the high school at like the middle of the night, and we're like, we're gonna TP, dude.
With one mom's fucking Costco card, and just like, why the fuck,
dude? No, kids were going to construction sites and stealing it out of the porta potty.
That's where it all goes.
That's
people
the
are
good.
going.
That's the good. You can throw those things.
Oh
dude.
my god, people will go
cheap shit, single ply.
Yeah,
just rips, dude.
But yeah,
that stick to itself.
That retaliation night was so fun because it was like you and 300 of your buddies from high school, and you would just, let's go get this house. And you would show up, like you'd park a half mile away, and you'd all run up. And then, dude, you would cover an entire house in about 65 seconds.
Dude, it's piranhas eating a chicken.
It was nuts. It was nuts. But I have to give it to the girls because they TP'd my house, and then one of them poured bleach in my lawn, and I didn't realize it until 6 months later because I had to do all the chores, so I'm mowing, and all of a sudden I start to see, it's like senior girls rule. And I'm out there like raking the grass and putting seed in it. My dad's like, what's going on? I'm like, nothing, Pops. Get out of here. Yeah. Don't look at this.
What's with the straw? They don't, dude. They fucking rule.
Yeah, they suck.
Oh, man. Yeah.
But yeah, 300 guys TPing at once. It was fun.
Oh, dude, that's crazy.
The house turned into a mummy.
Yeah, instantly.
The best was we had an exchange student at our school from England, and we went to go get her house, and like there was like 300 guys in her yard, and right as everyone's ready to like throw, everyone's winding up.
The exchange dad comes out.
No, like the girl, like her room light flipped on, and she sticks her head out the window, and you hear in this British accent, "Oh my god!" And everyone's like, "Throw it!" Yeah, it was perfect.
Just a rock beams her in the face.
Oh my god!
It falls out the window.
I never like TP'd or egged. I used to love getting water balloons and throwing them at people as I drove.
Oh, so I had favorite. 2 or 3 friends arrested in high school and charged with 3rd-degree assault with a water balloon.
So
for throwing,
Jesus.
I was just making that story up
for hitting people out of a moving vehicle.
Dude,
what if you're stopped?
I got hit with a snowball in the middle of the summer. I've always wondered where that snow came from.
I came from the freezer.
Well, I guess so. I was like, man, I just got hit with snow. What the fuck?
That's actually awesome.
That's shaved ice. I was like, what the fuck?
It's blue. It's root beer.
I was just going to say, does it have a little flavor in it? Or?
Yeah, it's all just It's yellow. Huh. No, there was a skate rink. So you could go get a bunch of snow by the skate rink, and these guys fucking would go get snowballs and fucking
Middle of August.
Yeah, just whap. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah.
Shit.
We used to shoot out streetlights, and I'm not proud of that, but I feel like it might be good.
That's an Eastern Washington move.
Yeah,
you can get away with that.
That's an Eastern Washington kind of thing, and I feel like that may have been a precursor to when they put up all these AI facial recognition cameras.
Thanks a lot, Tobin.
The reason we actually have 1022s and suppressors is to take down AI cameras. Allegedly. I'm just teasing.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just teasing.
crazy. That's fucking
Should
crazy.
not actually do that. Okay, yeah, we're going to do that.
Yeah. I didn't buy a fucking Sawzall for cutting down things like that. Yeah, I think the shenanigans that were harmless, those are the best ones. Yeah. Those are by far the best ones.
Yeah.
The ones
we would go around on Halloween night at like 10:30, like after the trick or treating was done, and we would steal jack-o'-lanterns off people's porches.
Smashing pumpkins.
Yeah, and there was this huge hill in Omak. I think it was the Ash Street Hill. It was really steep and probably 4 or 5 blocks long. And we would fill up my friend James' car with, or I guess we did a
stolen jack-o'-lanterns.
Yeah. It was a hatchback, and so then we'd drive up, and about halfway up, open the hatchback, and then
just
gun
let
it.
them roll.
Yeah, a bunch of pumpkins go rolling down that street, and you could see them in the rear view mirror, boom, boom, they're flying apart, and just leave a big old mess.
The thing I always remember about doing that shit is with my buddies, like giggling and laughing so hard, like you're dry heaving and throwing up from. It's like you can't stop. It's so fun.
That's the best high.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
That is the best high there is. Just you
we got away with it.
You and your buddies.
We almost got caught, but we fucking got away with it. Yeah.
But I mean, like again, when it was always way easier when it was like stupid fun.
Yeah,
it was
not
like,
nefarious.
Yeah,
it
had to be harmless. Otherwise, the next morning you'd be like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah.
There was a couple times where like I had buddies that like they'd go a little hard, and I was like, this is fucking dirty.
Killed a drifter.
Yeah.
This is
Jesus.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. That's what you get for riding trains around us. What the fuck? Yeah, we went down to the train track. No, dude, it was fun. I remember the good times of like doing shit like that, because when you're wasting somebody's time is one thing, I don't fucking I don't think it's cool to do, but like stuff like that where it's like, okay, you're gonna have to clean up your yard a little bit, or you're gonna have to do this or that. It's like, haha, funny. Yeah. When it's like, oh, I'm causing damage. Fuck.
What's the other funny thing? Think about the people who get really pissed off about the ding dong ditch, because
they deserve it.
Here in this house, it's not going to happen, but at our old house in Mill Creek, it would happen.
That's prime time.
Yeah, it would happen once. I'd open the door. There's nobody there. I'd close the door. I'd go back to what I was doing.
And a couple kids just loved their life. They're fucking, they think it's the funniest thing.
But
you just walk out, woo, the fuck. You lean into it a little bit. Give them something.
I should. Yeah, it's true. You should give them a little.
Throw a
scare.
slipper into the street. God damn it!
But that's how, dude. That's how like the thing. You get no reaction, and it's like
whatever.
Yeah, I think
find another house.
Yeah.
Because the guy who overreacted, it was like, dude.
Now you got a target. You just put a target on your front door.
Jordan's dad's talking to him.
Yeah. Put some fucking cameras up, dumbass. You got such a fucking problem. My son's been here all day. I'll come kick the shit out of you. I was like, oh my God, my dad's going to kill this guy. Yeah, that's fucking fun, dude. Man. But my favorite one of all time, though, this was classic fucking 160th stuff. We ding-dong ditched 2 neighbors across the street from each other.
Both get out at the
so
same
they
time.
opened up their door and like looked, and we just saw each other, and it was like, "Oh, we
are the smartest men alive,
you dumb fucks!"
That's like a unicorn birth. Yeah, that's actually a really good one.
It was smooth as shit. I was like, "Oh, man." And dude, how fucking fit we were from running around that neighborhood doing stuff like that. We had my buddy Steve
from running for your lives.
Yeah, my buddy Steve's little brother. He was way smaller than all of us. Like he didn't look his age, right? Yeah. He was too small. And we one time like staged us beating the shit out of him. So we're by the park, and like cars are driving by right by our main road, and we just start like throttling him. But we're not we're WWF wrestling basically, but we're throwing these big freaking uppercuts, and it's like these kids have actual moves that they're doing, like Muay Thai knees to each other, like in full clinches and stuff, right? But it wasn't real, and we're just kind of cars would lock up their brakes and start honking. Again, we filmed all this shit, and sure as shit, here comes the cop. Cop rolls up, and he's like, we're fucking acting like we see him. We're like, oh, and he's just like, what's going on, guys? And we're like, oh, we're just playing with my butt, and like, you know. And they're like, you can't do that. People think you're in fighting. Like, you can't be doing that. And we're like, can you arrest us? Can you just put us in handcuffs real quick so we can get a fucking video of it? Like, can we? And oh man, Jackass really fucked us up. That was the CKY Jackass.
I wonder if Jackass was the beginning of all of this sort of like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok.
Absolutely.
Film your whole life, put it online, and hope that somebody likes it. And then there's going to come a point when you're like our age.
No, real world.
And
real
world.
I can't say
Rose Rules.
Was real world before? But that was like you had to have a crew.
That was like 95.
You had to have a camera crew and a house, and like MTV set it all up, and you had to have a fancy place. But Jackass was the first one where they just took a fucking camera and went and did stupid shit.
So CKY was before Jackass, and
Was
CKY
it the same guys?
Same guys. It was like Bam Margera.
That was their like garage
when he was like
episodes.
Fucking 13, 14, 15.
It turned into Jackass later.
And then Bam or that whole crew of guys like ended up meeting up.
How many are still alive? Is it just
they're all
Knoxville?
except Dunn, right?
Dunn,
yeah, he got in that car accident.
They're all alive but one?
Yeah.
No shit.
I think.
Which is wild. Wild Boys. It's like, how are they alive?
Dude, Wild Boys was the
That was
coolest.
the greatest show ever.
I've never watched any of this shit.
Oh, you didn't?
Wild Boys
It was
great.
Steve-O and Pontius.
Yeah, Chris Pontius.
And they would just screw with animals. They would go shark swimming. They would go into the jungle. All it was two Jackass guys with wild animals.
Yeah. Jesus. Jackass meets fucking National Geographic.
Oh, perfect.
Like, and they travel the world.
I'm sure people like Steve Irwin were just like, God damn it.
He was rolling over in his grave, dude. He's like, what the fuck?
He was still alive then.
Did you ever
I
see?
don't think, was he?
Yeah, he didn't. He died in like 2005 ish.
He was around for some of the Jackass.
Yeah,
but the Wild Boy stuff was awesome. I loved it. And there was that what was that one guy that
Manny?
And he was like a legitimate. He was trying
Apex Predator expert.
He was trying to be like this, and he's trying to explain to him like, hey, well, these do this, these do that.
He's legitimately trying to be an animal guy.
Oh, yeah. There's videos of him like with getting between like charging grizzly bears, and he knows how to like charge back and get between trees. The dude's actually pretty legit.
Yeah, but then all of a sudden you have Steve-O and Chris Pontius in thongs
jumping
around.
Exactly.
It's like, what the fuck is this?
Should have taken those guys up to Alaska where the animals can actually kill them.
So. I think they did a bear one. Yeah,
did they really?
Oh, they went and like hung out in a some village in like where was it? Where they got drunk off that wine that the ladies would chew and spit in the hole.
Oh,
beetle nut.
No, it helps ferment it. Is that South America or Africa? I'm trying to remember.
I think it was South America. And they went down to this jungle fucking tribe.
Where they chew up fruit or whatever, spit it in a hole and let it ferment.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they drink it and they're taking shots of it and just getting hammered drunk. Yeah, in these long houses.
Did you ever see that video that made Johnny Knoxville popular where it might have been for Rolling Stone or for Hustler. I forget how he started out, but he wanted to do a thing where he tried every lethal or defense weapon. So he went to he did a video of himself getting tased, of himself getting maced, and all these things. And he kept upping it. He's like, I want to shoot myself. He's like, I want to get shot and wear a bulletproof vest. And they're like, yeah, let's do it. And so he buys a bulletproof vest and he buys a gun, and they go out into the desert to do it. And he's like, all right, shoot me. And all the people chicken out. They're like, we're not going to do this.
Nope.
And Knoxville takes the gun, points it at his chest point blank, and pulls it. And that's how he got hooked up with the CKY guys, and they all started to mesh together. But there's a video of it, and dude, he shoots himself and he fucking flies back. Like, it knocks him all the way over.
That's fucking crazy.
Would you shoot yourself with your plate carrier?
Nope. You know how much that fucking shit cost?
Yeah, I'm not gonna wreck it with 50 cents. Yeah, that's too much for me.
But that was that. I mean, I think it started off with that road rules, why can't I say real?
Real world.
Real world.
Rural.
I think, but that was the start of reality TV, and that was capturing what
Real
it's supposed
world
to be. But all of those,
Jackass was the first one where it was just like guys
Yeah, that
took
was-
a camera and made it. It was like the first guerrilla filmed one that went big.
but I feel like they were catching a lot. I mean, but then
The first one was in Seattle.
yeah,
First Jackass was
No.
Jackass was after all that shit. But
first
like
one. What?
was it the first or
the first
the
one was in
first
Seattle,
couple?
The first what?
yeah. Real world.
Real
Okay,
world.
this is
Who
what's
cares?
happening is your
Who the
fucking
fuck cares?
your brain is going so much faster than your mouth.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Like
think.
that's
of
what it is. Like you're on to the next word before you say the first word.
This is where
cursive.
comes.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to speak and think.
Yeah. But there was a couple guys in that was kind of nutballs.
Was Real World
Oh,
first?
shit.
Yeah, look at that.
I think it
Slowing
was.
down. Or was it Road Rules?
I have no fucking clue.
I think it might have been Road
I was
Rules.
young when that shit was coming out. I was still watching Nickelodeon. You know what I mean?
When MTV really hit off in like 91, and it was like, I was like 8.
Like
And it was
the
like,
Pauly
I
Shore
started to
days?
get
I was,
really.
I was in middle school.
Okay.
And it was like I could go to my friend James' house after school every once in a while and watch like Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
And,
Music videos were
Soundgarden,
awesome.
Stone Temple Pilots, and Nirvana videos.
I need a fucking
that was
flannel.
MTV was fucking cool. Because
Yeah. It was real
literally-
music.
That's all they fucking played. And you'd listen to Kurt Loder or whoever talk for a little bit, but then it's like then you'd have like another like
3 hours of music videos.
Red Hot Chili Peppers and
Playing like a small
Butthole
little
Surfers,
concert.
all
Yeah.
kinds of it's
Yeah.
like fuck yeah, dude.
I love Butthole Surfers. That was a great band, actually.
They are.
That was a really good band. But it's so sad because it used to be so like cultural and hip and like it felt like it was cutting edge. Like it was
Yes,
breaking
it was.
down norms. And now when you turn it
And
on,
then it went-
no norms are
Wait,
broken
hang on.
down.
MTV
It's-
actually exists right now.
No, they're breaking down norms.
Yeah,
They're
they
like, dude, let's
no,
fucking
it's Teen Mom or
No,
it's
No, is it
nothing-
still just is it like a reality show channel now?
it's like fucking taste the rainbow.
Hang on, does MTV still
breaking
exist?
down.
I don't know.
fucking American
It has
norms.
yes, it
Does
has
it?
to exist. Yes. But
Why do
it's
they even
not
call it like? Why would you even maintain like
music
money?
television?
why would
is
you
the
even
name?
propagate? What's the word? Propagate it or
Well, because
continue
you're
it if you're
making
not
money.
playing fucking music? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, money's nice.
Yeah, they're making all the money.
But it's nothing to do with music. Like music was the culture, and that's what drove it back then. Now music is past culture. Culture is its own
And
thing.
it
where
was
music
it was
doesn't
music
drive it.
news too. I remember when Kurt Cobain
Yeah, yeah.
committed suicide. I was in 8th grade.
Yeah.
and we were like glued again. We're at
Yeah,
my friend
Kurt
James'
Loder
house, just
comes
like
out. Yeah.
glued to the TV. Like holy shit, no way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember the bald guy, Matt Pinfield, too?
yeah,
all the people.
Weirdo.
Oh, that fucking.
Do you remember at night they would play like Headbangers Ball?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's where I got into rock back in the day. But it used to be awesome. Like you would find bands that you never knew. You don't go to MTV today to learn about bands.
Yeah.
You don't learn new music from it.
Yeah, they had a tight control over what became mainstream music because
Yeah.
in order to become a national like band, you had
through
you-
record labels. And
Yeah,
all that
your
shit.
video had to make it onto MTV.
Yeah.
Yeah, now there's so much different streaming. I mean, just YouTube alone will fucking launch people.
Yeah, but I
into
feel like
the
music
stratosphere.
videos, music doesn't exist like it used
Music
to.
videos
No,
are
well,
no
because
longer a
there's
thing.
there's the genre of like just things. Like there's more than just music. Because before I feel like it was like you're into sports, you're into cars, you're into music, you're into fucking.
But they still
whatever
had
have
all
you.
those
And now it's like-
channels back then. They still
And you had
had
to have. You also
didn't
had to
have
have
all
a
those
good music.
channels.
Like
They
if
had
you
No, there's so
ESPN.
much more shit going on.
There's
you,
more,
you
but-
had to have a quality music video too. Like now you'll just see on like whatever social media, just clip like the song will be the guy. It's a video of him singing it into a microphone, which is fine. or like clips from different concerts or whatever. But you don't get any more of these produced music videos. Like, have you guys ever seen the video to Sepultura Rata Mahata? It's like all claymation, and it's telling the story. It's like this Brazilian folk character who comes in the night and scares the children. Oh, it's a fucking great song, and it's a great video. Everybody should go look that.
What's it called?
Push Pause Rata Mahata. RATAMAHATA.
You'll have to check that out.
Great song, great music video.
What's the band?
Sepultura.
Sepultura. The rock band?
You don't know Sepultura? Chaos AD.
Oh, I'm hip hop, dude.
Oh no.
You want
So
that Wu-Tang?
what was your
Chaos AD.
what was your
I liked it
band
all.
then?
I liked a lot of like punk.
Music video. What's the music video that sticks out in your mind?
Ooh, the one.
I do like Wu-Tang Gravel Pit back in the day. That was a great one. It kind of took like a Flintstones theme and like made it real life. It was a cool, like, which rap doesn't infuse anything with like cavemen or like Flintstones, but it's like these mixing of genres where you would meld art and music and style.
The Wu-Tang guys were kind of like nerdy, like into like, yeah, all the fucking comics
Ninja stuff.
and-
Yeah. But I mean, I loved everything. I mean, there was great. I'll never. Do you remember this song back in the day? Am I popular? It just would keep saying that.
Keep singing it. Maybe
That's
maybe
it.
I'll
I'm a
recognize
popular. It was maybe it was called Popular, but like it was about a guy that went to school and he was like the jock guy and he was super popular, and then there was another guy and he was a nerd guy and no one liked him, and it showed the two perspectives, two people going to the same exact school, but they have completely different realities of what going to this high school was like. And that was a cool thing. You could take it and you could appeal to a jock, you could appeal to a nerd, you can cross genres. That's what was a fun part about that art back in the day, is music was something that captures you and grabs
Do you guys remember the video to Pearl Jam, Jeremy Spoken, where it's like the kid committed suicide?
Yes,
in front of
yes.
It was like, holy shit.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
again, we're in like 7th or 8th grade, and we're like, whoa. That's fucking heavy.
It's like POD.
Jeremy Spoken.
Or
I just heard that song happen in the garage when my dad and uncle were down there.
bubble, bubble, bubble.
Yeah, working on
Stay out of here,
working
Jordan.
on the hot rods. Get back upstairs.
Go ding dong ditch. I don't want to say what it's really called.
Oh man, that was good times.
Music, it sucks. It's like, why is it called the Music Video Awards? You know?
Anymore, who knows? Back in the day, it was legit.
Dude, I think music videos now they're probably being produced at a fucking rate that are absolutely unbelievable. I think we're just not plugged into it. I think it was a time where I bet people are dropping crazy amounts of money, crazy production on
Where are they
videos.
putting them? Because they're not putting them on MTV.
No. The MTV is now MTV is
And the thing is, again, back in those like 90s, in the 1990s, if your video made it onto MTV, you were going to get rich on album sales.
well, and that's the thing is like they don't need that. So music, the MTV is all about making money for MTV. So are they going to make money on the reality shows that are staged, or are they going to make money on somebody's music video? They're not making money on music videos. Just like people aren't making money on, they had to go from like making money on CDs and albums and tapes and all that to now they're making money on the road.
Yeah. Apple
and they have
Music
to go to
or,
shows
Spotify.
because all that shit, they're not making money there either. They're making money with merch and playing live shows. So that's why these people fucking travel like crazy. I think, who knows how their royalties are
Spotify has to license
they're
shit.
paying, but I remember when that whole
But more
fucking thing
people
started
are
happening.
independent. Like the last big fight for record company labels in that System money and the independent guy was like the Napster thing with Metallica and Napster. And it's like, but as you see it where people can produce their own music and put it out online for people to buy cheaper, comedians are doing albums, artists are doing albums
where you can buy YouTube.
Where you can buy it directly or do that. Do you think that promoted the death of the music video of having a company behind you with tons of money saying, let's spend $500,000 to create a video for the song?
I don't think they spend that kind of money. I think
Not
again
anymore.
back in the 90s they would probably spend several million to create. Think of some of these like P. Diddy videos where he's on a yacht or whatever.
But
just
the
to rent
record,
that yacht for 2 days.
but the
to
record
shoot.
label was the only way that music got
Yes.
distributed.
Yep.
Now that it's distributed, we can distribute our content. We don't need an overlord to do it.
A music video is a feather in the cap. If you have a music video, it's because you're doing fine. You're doing good.
Hang on. Hang the fuck on. Do we need to get a hold of our boy Will and make a music video?
Oh, dude, Boats and Hoes.
Our
Our rendition of Boats and Hoes.
Out on my little kayak, my fishing kayak.
Dude. Boats and Hoes. The Neta, the Pinta, Santa Maria.
Sunday Lake.
I'll do you in the bottom of freaking sangria.
All right.
Nachos.
Let's take a pee break
Lemonheads.
and performance enhancement break.
All right.
Yeah.
Just hit it.
Yeah, I mean,
Cruising altitude.
So
okay, so what have you been up to lately? What have you been researching? What's the esoteric mind of Mike?
What have you been into?
The
Gentlemen,
esoteric mind of Mike.
I've been into Japan sex culture and the idea of sex robots in the real development.
Hang on. We could start like an offshoot podcast called The Esoteric Mind of Mike.
Yeah.
Mike thoughts. Mike, are you lonely? Lay down in bed with some Mike thoughts.
Let me caress and cuddle tonight. Good luck. Think about this.
Yeah. But this is my mind candy. This is what I love, is to do what I love.
Yeah.
I love me. And most people won't say that. Yeah. Most people are like, oh, you're developing ego or you're just involved in your own things. It's like, no, learn who you are and where you sit in the world with other people, but learn how you accelerate.
Yeah.
And the things that
this
drive
is a great
you.
point because
So sex robots.
in the last sex robots.
It's not.
But
love,
in the
not
last
unlike.
couple months, if you look around my house, it's like there's dirt bikes in the garage. There's a fucking precision rifle sitting on my bedroom floor.
There's some good books.
Some maps.
Yeah.
held
There's some
down
good
by
maps.
fucking Santa.
There's some good things for cooking food and culinary
There's a
delights.
there's a half-packed hunting backpack and a bunch of maps. And
But why not? But it doesn't
fucking
mean
sweet grill.
because you do one thing, you do only that thing. I like jujitsu. That doesn't mean I'm just jujitsu. Yeah. I'm trying to yell at you idiots about sex robots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so,
All right. So we yes.
But this is what we're here to talk about now.
So let's get back down to the sexy robots.
do you want to start with Japan or sex robots first?
I mean, is that
do we
not
have
one
to
and the
choose?
same?
I think one leads to the other.
Japan leads to sex robots. Let's be honest.
Yes. And not only
Those
because of birth
fucking-
rates, but as culture is. So I learned about.
I've seen Godzilla. I understand.
That's a wrecking ball. Do you know what cry boys are?
No, tell me. Hold on. Should we guess?
Hang on.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Should I?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say cry boys are probably
Are these Japanese men who cry after sex?
little baby cuts. Cucks? Little baby cuts.
A cut of a cuck. Cry after sex, just being cucks.
Well, I don't think
Yes.
I don't think they have sex. I think they're like little gay boys.
Close, but no. Think of this in like a business setting. Like imagine work hired a cry boy.
That just
Is that protected status?
No.
that just cries for emotional relief.
But okay, so cry boys.
I'm losing you.
Women, so apparently Japan, and I find this interesting because it's like, dude, in World War II, the guys are hard as fuck. Like they're like, I'll just die.
Yeah.
Load up this plane with TNT.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if it's like I could be captured and like I'm a prisoner of war.
Oh, yeah,
They're
they-
like, fuck that. I'll just kill myself. So the male mentality is so strong. But So the female mentality right now, like they have these things called cry boys, and cry boys exist because women say that a lot of emotion through culture has been repressed. So to be a woman and let out who you are has been shunned throughout the years. And now as women obtain more status, power, resources, so higher jobs, more money, they don't depend on the male model as much. But as all this is happening, Japanese's birth rate is in super decline. People aren't having sex and creating children.
I'll go over there and take care of some business.
Yes. But as
Enlightened Neanderthals vacation.
But as this is happening, it's like you're seeing an area grow. Japan, which didn't have a lot and was just like the Americas, was tribal areas. Now they make the highest of technologies. All our shit is old compared to Japan's, right? And when you have growth, it seems like as people focus on their career more, especially these women in this time, they're not focusing on having children. Thus, they're focusing more on their development and other females' development. The culture doesn't have people reproducing and putting in new people to take care of the old people and produce. So all of this is creating cry boys, because all this is happening, women have been repressed. Companies or parties, groups will hire these men. And these men come that are they're coiffed, good hair, that Asian hair that I wish I had. Yeah. It looks
Asian boy band hair.
Yeah. They go and
flawless skin.
They'll go into a room and they'll have a bunch of women from the company come and they'll turn down the lights. And they'll slowly roll in a TV and they'll put on a series, a compilation of videos. And it's the saddest of things. It is like maybe 5-minute videos, 10-minute videos, and they'll play this for a half hour to an hour of
Adam Sandler's Click.
But it's very emotional. It's like, say a child that didn't have a very good connection with their father, and then they developed it. Or with their mother, and then they developed it
Chicken
late
soup
at life,
for the soul.
And then the parent died. And then it cuts, and then it's to another one, and it's someone that loses a dog. And the men become very they're watching it.
Okay, and they trying to hold back.
They're like in a ceremony.
Bro, I'm a cry boy.
They're the one holding the presence of the ceremony.
Yeah.
And they're letting it know that it's okay to cry. And so these dudes start to like tear up and the girls start to tear up.
Oh, yeah.
And they go...
Drip, drip.
It gets wet in there. It gets real wet.
Yeah, dude.
But they end it and... slowly turns the lights a little bit back on and he makes a speech. It's always very like, thank you. I mean, that's Japanese culture, but it's thank you for doing this. But thank you for letting me be vulnerable with you and you letting that out. And he comes with a little tissue.
Yeah.
He goes, let me get that tear.
He
goes around. But then the women, they interviewed him afterwards and I feel like I had such a good release, such a good connection, especially. And I am happy, right, at this moment. And then they go home and they come back to work and they're trying to be a monster the next day. And they interviewed him again. But why they're doing that is because what normally that would take in a relationship to get close to someone and form a connection, to get to a point where you can have a conversation and cry with someone, that's a human connection. Yeah. But because sex is not a thing that's promoted in Japan, they're resourcing this. This is outsourcing. Like a hooker has existed throughout time. Yeah. And maybe in a certain specific need, this works for this and you move on. But when you're developing a culture based off of outsourcing and paying your evolutionary wants, that's where sex robots eventually come in. But cry boys were the first.
I think you're making the counterpoint is that these people are so starved of human connection that they're paying for it.
Of course.
I think you actually said hooker. Men will pay for the physical experience. Women will pay for the emotional experience.
That's wild. I think that would happen here. And
I was just going to say, Jordan, do you have an ad up on Craigslist yet?
I'm about to.
Yeah.
I'm about to. I'm going to make a compilation of movies, dogs dying and cats getting
Jordan smoking half a joint.
Thank you for meeting
I
me
can
here.
taste my thoughts.
The ultimate cry boy, huh?
Oh, dude.
But I think that leads to the next, which is
That's an emotional connection we had, guys. Fuck you.
we provided a space that
it was
okay
a
to
safe
let
space.
it
I
happen.
thought I was going to dap everybody's eye. Turns out nobody cried. Everybody's laughing at me.
But I think
You know, that happened. So that whole thing happened.
Yeah.
Tobin the next day was like, "No, dude, your eyes watered a little bit. You weren't crying though."
suck it up, bitch.
Yeah, I was like, what? I was like, oh my god. Yeah. Was that as intense for you as it was for me?
Yeah.
Oh, golly, that was fun.
But someone's they're
Hang on.
they're
You're leaving us hanging. So tell us about
they're
the robot.
emotionally starved. Like you
I
said,
got
they're
you.
emotionally starved, but they're emotionally starved because the culture is to keep going. This is where technology comes in, or just the force of technology.
This is where we're back to 15 episodes ago, and feminism being such a train wreck. Is that women are being told they're supposed to live a male life, just working a job, maybe staying single, because the most important thing is the career. Yeah, and so there's no, like, people aren't getting married anymore. They're what do they call it? What's incel, like involuntarily celibate because you can't get fucking laid. And
if you
nobody
were-
is getting human connection in modern society.
Yeah, if women were to settle down, marry a guy, the guy would have human connection. Hookers would go out of business. That'd go out of
Hookers
fashion.
will never go out. That's a stock. If you could buy in, you'd be Bezos, dude.
And then
It'd be more
they
like
would
gold
have
or
to-
silver, where it just stays steady no matter what.
Yeah.
just it's there.
But that's
just
like
there.
that's a
Constant
good
currency.
point, because things like hookers have always been around. And have hookers broken humanity?
No.
It's like, no. I mean,
They're just
gold
they're like a
diggers,
side
hookers,
effect.
and fucking
They taught chimpanzees the value of money. And
Yeah, they traded for
within like
sex.
a week, they were fucking.
yeah, they traded for sex money.
Yeah, it's common practice.
But if you replace money with a banana or whatever that monkey likes to eat, it would do the same thing
That's
because
what they did.
it
Yeah,
knows value.
Yeah, that's
So
they
what
were-
we're talking
I think
about
what
is
they
value.
Did, they
Yes.
they taught the monkey that this coin or whatever it was equals this, and this coin equals a little bit bigger piece or a different piece that's apparently higher commodity,
Yes.
right? Or there's less of it, so it makes it better, kind of
Yeah.
thing. So they taught him that, and yeah, within like a week, the females were fucking getting railed.
But
I
Looking for bananas.
remember on my first deployment to Afghanistan in 2002, and we were living like Kandahar Airfield, which became like a giant military installation at that time, was just like not very many people, and we were all living in tents, and there wasn't much of a perimeter, and we're just out there in the dirt. And we were walking to the mess tent one day, which was like you had to walk like 3/4 of a mile just to go eat. And there was a row of plastic porta potties, which the temperature is like 120 degrees during the day. So inside the porta potty is like 135, and the door opens,
Sauna.
and a guy walks out. We don't think anything of it. And then 30 seconds later, the door opens again, and the girl walks out. And we're like, hang on a minute, because we're not paying that much close attention to the porta potties, but there's only 5 of them, and it's like, was that number 2 both times the door opened? And we all kind of looked at each other, and it was when we got back home, maybe almost a year later, there was a scandal broke about the Air Force women prostituting themselves around the base. It's like, holy shit, that we did see that correctly.
yeah, but that didn't.
Took an old number 4. You know what I'm saying?
But that was a need that was needed. Like, because that happened, it didn't break that person. But for that person to be in that crazy area, maybe they had to do that to help themselves work
bullshit.
through it.
No bullshit.
You don't think so?
Fuck no. No.
I'm not saying the girl. I'm saying the guy.
No. A guy's he's gonna do that motherfucker would do the same thing here if it was fucking in the desert. You know, the fact that it was over there might be the way you can act like it was no big deal. And like, oh, you know, I'm trying to like, and it's like bullshit, dude. That's who you are.
Yeah, you knew
That's
that
who you are.
but I think
you
a
knew
lot
there
of-
was you knew you were in a little bit of a lawless situation, and you took
went
advantage.
for it. You went for
You're
it.
like, fuck it.
You were like, these fucking, you know, Air Force whores.
Got my wings. Where?
Yeah.
Cockpit, porta potty.
Yeah, dude. Mile High Club. Yeah, 4-inch high club.
The blue plastic club.
Yeah. What do you call it? The Russian space?
Oh, the Mexican space shuttle.
Cosmonauts. Dude.
I need a stencil. That needs to be on the door.
That should be. Yeah, that's fucking hilarious.
I'm sorry, Mexico. I'm sorry, podcast
You'll
Mexico.
get there. You'll get there.
No, but I think those people are doing that because, I mean,
they're bored. They're in the desert.
yes,
they're bored.
they're
they
bored,
have fucking
or
money
also
pouring
life
out of their
sucks.
ears.
Dude, look at Vietnam and how many dudes fucked Vietnamese hookers.
Oh yeah,
Or-
you're
or-
and then
never
how
coming
many
back.
came back with Vietnamese wives?
Oh yeah.
You know
How
what
many
I
are
mean?
Still coming back with Vietnamese.
yeah,
wives?
yeah, or Japanese.
What do they call that? Travel bros or whatever? Have you gone down that rabbit hole
Oh yeah. Hang on.
of the travel bros? I think
Travel bros.
Yeah, I think it's called travel bros or something like that, where it's basically like guys who are like, you know what? American women don't know how good they fucking have it. Like,
Yeah.
I make $150,000 a year,
yeah.
and I can't find a girl at all. So I'm going to go to Vietnam, and I'm going to go pick up just a dime piece who's just happy to have a boy who's going to take care of her. So here we go. Like she wants her basic needs met, and as far as my looks or what I do or how I am, like that's all secondary.
I feel like all those guys are douchebags, though.
But they go and clean up. I know.
Yeah. Got me a broom. Where are you going? Is it Halloween? You a witch? No, I'm going to Vietnam. I'm going to clean up, boys. Dude, no way. Out of control.
Oh my god. Shit. How many female
No,
listeners
those guys
do you
are
think we have?
douches. Those guys are douches.
I'm not saying they're
See,
not.
but we're reaching out to the young men. Don't be a travel bro.
I think that's what they're called. I think they're travel bros. But dude, like, because you see the guys on Instagram.
I think
You see that one guy who looks sickly?
if you're
Like, he looks all
having to
fucked
travel
up and he's got,
around
like,
the world,
kind of
it's
a
because you're not
7 for
figuring
a
it
girl.
out. If you're traveling around the world to get fucked or to have a girlfriend, it's because you're not figuring
No,
it out.
well,
Don't
there-
get me wrong. There are more expectations in this area.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe that's what drives us to be stronger. You got a stronger woman, it's going to drive a stronger man that can get more, do more, that ultimate alpha.
So
but
you-
if
do
you
you-
have a good job and you're a piece of shit and no one likes you and you're like, oh, I don't go why women don't like me. I'm going to fly to Vietnam. And you're like, I'm cleaning up. Dude, you're the asshole.
This is why I hang out with you guys.
Fucking
shit.
All I'm saying is they're out there, dude. They're out there and they're getting it done. Okay? Travel bros.
All right. Well,
But that's
that
also
was an education.
So, but that's also hitting a same need. Like to get through, that guy has a job where maybe he makes 150 grand a year, but he can't get anything. He's doing what he needs to do to get gratification, to fulfill needs, to hit these emotional responses. You know, that's in a way, that's the same thing as getting a cry boy. I'll pay for this. I'm paying for a woman halfway around the world. The other one that the Asians had, that was racist in a way, but I'm going to accept it. The Japanese had was cuddle boys. And they called them lay boys.
Do go on.
And cuddle boys are like women pay for these guys to come over, and it's the same type of thing. It seems like an emotional release, but now you're getting closer and fulfilling. Where you lay in a bed with someone,
Doesn't sound like there's much fulfilling going on.
talk. No, but there's not really sex, and because the culture is not driven towards sex.
Now, how hard is that to be a cuddle boy? Good for
I was
them,
just
dude.
going to say, because if someone will pay me to lay my head in their lap while they scratch my head,
Come here, dude. You want $20?
Let's fucking go.
You and my cat, dude.
I'm available.
Yeah, I'm available.
Yeah.
$20, $20.
Yeah.
You purr.
Oh yeah.
I'll do whatever.
I will.
Thump, thump, thump.
Yeah.
I'll make you purr. Thump, thump, thump.
That's wild, dude. That's wild.
But once again,
So that is the female equivalent of paying for connection.
Yeah.
Men chase the physical
Yes.
connection. Females chase the emotional connection.
yeah, but no. Here we go. Here's where sex spot.
But,
So
and you know what?
Combine
Good
these.
on these guys for figuring out that they can whore themselves emotionally.
yeah, women have been women have been stealing our jobs for years. I've
shit.
always been saying it.
Oh man.
But I think it's starting to change. And yes, women do go for a little bit more of the emotional, but what we're seeing, why I mention these things first, is because we're setting up the parameters of what are human beings looking for. And part of relationships, it's not just the physical, right? It has to be you're connected, and that makes you so close that you want to reproduce. For human beings, at least. Maybe not other animals.
Let's be honest. Reproduction happens on accident.
It does happen, but
Sorry,
but no. Look at the animal kingdom. When you look at real animals, how many sickly and dying males get screwed compared to the thick and strong?
If this were nature, would Bill Gates have children?
Yeah, no.
Not a fucking chance.
No, not at all. So, okay, in saying that same way with animals, it has to hold true with people that we are more complex than like the elk rutting. So complexity of what is just like big and strong. Well, you can be a little bit of a dork in human being world, but if you have tons of money, that's resources, that's strength, right? And so human beings are redefining what the mechanisms that make you want to reproduce and keep going in this world are. And I think a lot are driven through technology, but it's mainly people seeing how I'm using this and how I'm deeming society important. So these things are starting to fill niches that we don't have because we're driving society so much more complex. We want boys that we can hang out with and cuddle, that we can cry with, because we're looking for that emotional connection. But eventually, the point of having an emotional connection is the breeding.
Get there.
So
where are we going?
When do women want to fuck?
I'm enjoying this.
Where are we going?
Damn it, Jordan! I'm enjoying this.
No. Where's this leading? Because this is leading to what? Something
Sex
with
dolls.
a motor.
Sex dolls. Yeah. But they don't have motors yet.
Yeah.
I mean.
So you think that's a package though? Like a guy can go and give her the cry boy goes and gives emotional release.
No,
and then it's like also now that we've had this bonding experience.
How about I stay the night?
Here, no. Just here is my I don't even know, my sex robot.
Oh yeah.
Like here's my sex robot I'm selling as well. So when you're ready.
It's like a rubberized cologne.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing. Sex robots have always been like 90% male and like 10% female.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Which
the market is bigger for
90% male.
Male buying female sex robots and 10% of women buying male sex robots.
How big is this market?
So that's where, dude, it is growing.
But I'm thinking like...
This is fucking scary.
But 90%...
Can you imagine opening somebody's front closet
100%
with the coats and there's like the vacuum cleaner?
Sex robot.
Both you guys can't do this. You're both looking me deep in the eye and telling me something.
100%,
one at a time.
100% of male sex robots originated as male.
Wait, what?
In their right hand.
They're transing.
No.
Yeah.
So 90% of the market was always men buying female sex robots. He's looking for one.
Yeah. What are you seeing there, Nathan?
Yeah, top shelf, buddy.
Okay, so.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Top right. Yeah.
He did a Dewey from Scary Movie. I'm cleaning my room, Mom.
I'm going to go vacuum.
Yeah.
Bumps, you have to leave me alone. I'm cleaning my room.
So It's always been 90% of the market has been men buying female sex robots, and then the other 10% was women buying male sex robots. That number has skewed, right? And that is jumped all the way to 40 and 60%.
Oh, Jesus.
That is a
40 men, 60
Are they
women.
okay? Are they
no
hang on.
60% women, 40%.
Are they
well?
Mike? Are they including vibrators in that?
No,
or are
this
they-
is just sex dolls. This is sex dolls, not like full sex robots. We're getting to sex robots.
So-
I told you I went down the rabbit
So,
hole.
but Mike's giving Mike's.
He went so far down
Did
the
you see
rabbit
what
hole.
he
He
just
ordered
did?
a couple just
He
to
just-
try out because they come with different motors, and one's an 18 volt, one's a 24 volt, and you got to figure
lithium
out
ion. Good luck. No, but Mike went so far down
Uses
the
the
rabbit
same.
hole.
Hey,
He got emotionally
uses
attached.
the same battery as his impact.
Did you see that? He got emotionally
important.
attached. He's fucking up these things. He's like, well, 90%, 10%, 90% female, 10% male, and it's like, whoa, no. He's looking at it from the sex robot side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're now attached to the sex robots.
Yeah.
These things are working on
We
you.
skimmed over an
No,
important
I'm
point though.
seeing-
Could we get them to come with the same batteries as the leaf blower so that it's interchangeable?
Oh, dude, you're gonna get one
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
never
she's
needs-
getting worked on.
I want my weed
we're spending
whacker.
this much-
I want my weed whacker, my leaf blower, and my Japanese sex robot to all use the same battery pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Makita
Ri-
18 volt.
Yeah, rigid. Yeah, rigid. Rigid.
Rigid. Oh, rigid.
I guess Makita would be all right. I could steal those from work.
Too bad it doesn't run off cum. You could keep her alive till the end of time, buddy.
I intentionally do not have Makita tools at my house just because that's what work buys for everybody.
Yeah, Milwaukee. That's what I'm running. So yeah, it's gonna be weird charging her up with that.
I think you just plug it in the wall.
Will it be like red and black with the Milwaukee logo on it? And do
just on the ass.
Is mine
Looks like
gonna
a
be,
tattoo.
is mine going to be orange and black and say rigid?
Yeah.
Ooh, rigid.
Oh, hey, you know what? Now we're in.
First you get it. Yeah.
All right. So keep going on these sex robots. So what designates a sex robot?
No, right now they are sex dolls, and now they're incorporating robotics and AI into the pleasure device. Okay.
How much do these things cost?
$12,000 to $15,000 just for silicone things that don't really
Is
move.
financing available?
Yeah.
What's
Do you take
the
Visa?
monthly payment on one of these?
Yeah. Come on, Mike.
Could you imagine explaining that to your bank?
When's it,
So I'm
When's
going to
it
need
coming?
a small personal loan. Cool. What are you doing? An addition?
it's personal.
It's a heat pump.
Dude, I'm going to fuck the shit out of this thing. Approved. That's not going to happen.
What's the resale value?
When I'm done with it, dude, just donate it to charity.
Got a couple
Recycle.
dents in it. No big deal. I got a 2022 fucking Shiva.
Well used but well maintained.
I got all the paperwork every time I took her in.
Every time I took it and changed the oil. Oh my god.
Needs a little TLC.
So, sex robots.
Yeah, dude.
But they cost quite a bit, but they're very real. And now, because they're so real, you're seeing. I'm thinking.
No, I'm
keep going,
imagining-
keep
I'm
going, keep
imagining
going
you.
with me.
I'm
I'm going to take you
imagining you
there.
there.
I'm going to take you there.
Just
I think
researching this.
because they're so.
That's what I see. I see Mike in his
I see
robe.
Mike with like the two.
Danielle, leave me alone.
Enhance.
I'm working. It's for the pod.
It's research. I'm doing some deep diving and some financial fucking advising. And,
Where are my headphones?
you get that happening though. You fucking end up playing that on top of. You think you're hooked up to your Bluetooth. You ain't. That's a bad fucking day. It's a bad day.
Yeah, or you're hooked up to the speaker out in the living room. No.
So they're getting more real. And as they get more real, we are finding like they look real. People, they feel real. Everyone says I look like I'm grabbing a dick, but that's what the girl did. She grabbed it and she's like, I can't tell the difference between this doll and a real person.
I'll show you.
This feels so real.
An emotional connection.
So I think as technology gets better and you get the realism in it, you're seeing the market shift. Girls have always had vibrator. Everyone has a vibrator that's female, right?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, dude. Your girl, she's got one.
Yeah.
She's got the biggest one.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I drink a coffee and I'm buzzing, dude.
Yeah. But every girl has it because it's like, yes, this is something everyone does. This is human because this goes into part of our nature of reproduction. This is part of us in fulfillment and wants. I think the act of sex and the motives and the desires behind it, the wants, are all connected very highly in human beings, especially, right? And we, like I said earlier, with animals, you want the biggest and strongest physically, but as people go, the biggest and strongest starts to change as we progress, right? So as technology gets better and we see male sex toys for women get better, sex robot of men for women get better.
As this technology advances.
No, so keep going with it.
Yeah.
So as it gets
But you know
better,
what? This is what
This
will
is
actually
where
lead to fucking soldier drone robots.
yes, it gets
will,
closer.
It will come from these.
Yes. But as that gets better, the female
The
market
Lord giveth, the Lord taketh.
is
And if they're gonna give you pleasure, at some point they're gonna give you pain.
Here's it. I'm so close.
kill you.
I'm so close to coming, boys. Hang on,
liquid metal sex bots.
Hang on, I gotta come. I'm so close right here.
fucking
Because
edging this guy.
This is where it all took me. This is the final. This is the
Cyberdyne
climax.
systems.
Yes. So as you have female market getting higher in this
It's all leading
area?
to Boston Dynamics.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So now you have, it's so real, and now you have animatronics, which we have a pretty good understanding of, like robotics.
Yeah.
With a ton of money, we're good.
Yeah, it's not a little world
You
anymore.
combine that with AI, like yes, it can move. We're close to that.
It can
It's
learn
not
what I
perfect,
like.
But now, no.
Oh my God.
No. Yes.
Snapchat.
Now it
You're
can
gonna-
also talk
you're
to
gonna
you.
be- Jordan's
It
oh,
seems
Snapchat.
But it breaks
Or
down
fucking
that.
chat GBT. That's what I meant. That
Yes,
thing.
but at this point, robotics is so close. But once you introduce AI, it breaks that uncanny wall where you can't deceive between the two, where it can give you normal. I mean, if I was I am a sex robot, but if I was right here,
We've
it
known
would
this.
just be like talking to me right now. You can't discern the two because the comprehension and the connection, the communication part of sex is being
that,
able to speak like this and talk.
What's that
And
movie? Is it called
Ex
Her?
Machina?
Her?
Yeah, that one sucks. Ex Machina is way better.
I've never seen
seen
both, but all I'm saying is there's a movie about a guy who like falls in love with a robot. Right? Isn't it Joaquin
I think
Phoenix?
it's out right
Yeah,
now.
that's his AI, his operating
his Siri.
system on it. He falls in love with Siri.
Yeah.
That's not
Fucking
even
retarded.
a woman. That guy's even more of a dork. Dude, that guy's going to
that's the
Vietnam to
Yeah,
get
he's a travel
his
bro,
wife.
dude. That's a travel bro. He's like, I'm out.
Come on, baby, let's go.
Oh my God.
No, but so
I got a 900 square foot apartment in Everett. You're gonna love it.
Come get it.
that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
You can
But-
see the water.
So
when
now
it's raining.
you're having that connection, right? So as reality of the sex doll gets better, more women start buying it. You combine the things that women want of these sex dolls, right? And now you're getting closer to a 50-50 market. When you have AI animatronics in realistic like silicones or fleshes or things like that, now it seems
Just like a
we
woman to
could
make
get
a robot jump
50-50,
through a bunch of hoops.
right?
No shit. Yeah. It's gonna be.
She'll be
hang on,
made that way.
hang
I
on.
was made
maybe,
this way.
Maybe the different models come with different ground rules. Like they just come
Oh,
with
yeah.
a list of rules. They're like, hey, if you get the
No anal Annie sucks. Yeah.
well, yeah. But I mean, like, yeah.
At least she tries to resist.
yeah.
Never leaves his toothpaste in the sink.
No. I think it'll be whatever you want. I think once you have this connection of AI, animatronics, and realistic type
Now,
things, you're gonna be so real that like in these like Japan will be the first to go for it, but maybe China, right? And think of
course,
this.
China.
So I've only been talking about the female aspect of the sex robot. I have not mentioned dudes really. Because
I know you've been wanting to.
You've been waiting.
it's in my heart. So me and my bros, I think a guy will fall victim so easily to it, right? Because most of it feels like a guy life is chasing sex.
Yeah.
For your younger part. But
there's also an element we haven't talked about yet, which is VR goggles.
Yeah, can she cook?
Yeah.
VR goggles.
The addition of like the VR goggles to the sex robot is what is really going to cause a big...
No, you have a real sex robot. It's like me coming over and fucking you.
You are talking about a Terminator.
I'm talking about these are real.
They're fucking crazy.
Okay.
They're crazy.
Living tissue over a metal skeleton.
Dude, he's got a real sex robot, and she's like, "Let me blow you." He's like, "Hang on."
VR goggles.
Yeah, let me put on my aqua suit here, and strap up.
Yeah. All right.
We're really
I didn't know you were into that, Tobin.
I was like, I just want to imagine someone else. What really gets me going.
Claymation.
You could run through all your favorite movies from the 80s and 90s. Ski Patrol, 1 through 5.
There you go, dude.
So I think the male will be so easily taken over. And I think areas like China is one of the leading areas that would really excel at having sex robots because of their policies of fucking killing women as children or doing abortion.
What's going to end up
and so there's so many
use
fucking men.
The government is going to, because the government wrecks every good thing. The government's going to come in and say, hey, guess what? They're going to make you go to work.
Everyone gets a Hillary Clinton sex doll. You're like, fuck.
You're going to have to get an endorsement on your driver's license.
They're going to make you go to work to pay to keep the robot running.
No, they develop sex robots, but they be ugly.
No. I'm saying the robot is going to end up being like a subscription thing, like my cell phone. If you want that AI to continue to work, guess what? You're gonna have to fucking pay for it. And what's gonna happen is
it'll be Apple Sex.
$1,200.
You got your iTunes, you got your whatever, and you got your Apple Sex app.
Yeah, and then pretty soon everybody's getting dicked down by robots.
Yeah, but that's how the government gets overthrown once again. The people drive back to people.
That entry level subscription, it only gets you like 200 megabytes or whatever it is.
What happens?
And then you exceed that on like the 5th of the month.
You know what's going to happen?
And you're like, fuck, dude.
Is when you get these fucking robots so fucking real.
I need to upgrade my membership.
You're going to go out like you're fucking going to the bar trying to pick up a lady, and it's going to be a sex ad robot.
No.
And the robot's going to, hold on, let me fucking cook here. The robot's going to fucking come through, and you're going to think, oh, this is a hot chick, and you're going to fucking start talking to this chick that's actually a robot, and then like towards the end of the night you're gonna be like, oh, by the way, I'm a robot. Oh,
there's a foolproof.
Here you go, there you go. And so you just watched a fucking ad for 30 minutes trying to pick up on this chick, and then finally you find out it's a robot, and you're like,
well, the question. This brings up a big question.
And then you're gonna look around, and everything in the fucking place is gonna be a robot, and you're gonna be like,
yeah, but
I'm the only human here. And then what's gonna happen is you're gonna go,
holy shit,
is there any humans?
Am I living in the simulation?
Am I a human? And then you're gonna find out that you're really just a fucking robot because you took the vax in 2020.
Damn it.
Good night.
No, but that would be the sale of a sex robot. So then once that happened, it's like, why go out to the bar?
You're going to end up taking these bitches on a test drive.
This is what So it's like, why go out to the bar?
Do you think they have demos?
You went to the bar
you know how they have like motorcycle rallies and you can go like try different bikes?
You're going to rent them?
Yeah. You go do like a...
That's how you get AIDS.
You go do demo day?
Yeah.
Yeah, demo day. Oh, this one's a little dented up.
Yeah. Super dented.
Yeah, this one's all dirty and fucking.
And then do they sell those demos for you like a discount
cheaper
afterwards?
Yeah. Oh, she's been ran through, but
No, but
there's got a body count on this one.
But think of
that fucking half mile of dick ran through it.
That's a bad way to measure it. It's in fucking yardage. I don't like that, dude. How old is that sex robot? It's about 17 miles.
Yeah, it's fucking 2017. What?
Hello. Goes on forever.
No, it's been maintained.
But
because you're gonna rent them. You had that if they get that real, you're gonna be bringing these things to. These guys are going to be.
No one wants to rent them. Just the way you're not renting out your girlfriend and
bring
you
it
guys
back to high school. Fucking proms.
Do you want someone else fucking your sex robot unless you're into that? No, that's only you want yours. So that leads me to you're in the bar and it sells itself to you. And so I go, well, fuck, why ever go out to the bar again if I have a sex robot? No, hang on.
What about like the Lime bikes where when you're coming out of the bar and you just need to get like 2 miles to your car and you're like, hang on, I can swipe my credit card on this thing.
I need head and then let me ride you to my car like I'm 12 on your back.
A piggyback ride.
Jumping buildings. This thing's awesome.
No, but I mean, so that's what I'm trying to say is that's how they're going to get you is like when you don't own one and you're just like, I'm not into that. And then you're going to, if it's uncanny, it's the uncanny valley or whatever. They're past the uncanny valley. Yes. And then you end up in the situation where it's like, I'm not looking for one. I don't want a fucking Tesla, but here's the show or here's the fucking store in the mall or store in the mall. Right? You're just walking around and it's like, oh, advertisement, right? So if they can have robots walking around advertising what the fucking robot is, guess what? They're going to do that. And they're going to be walking amongst us and you're going to be thinking, hey, where do people go to pick up? Where do people go when they want a human connection or to meet something to fuck? They're going to go to those places, right?
Sex
so,
robot.
yeah. It's going to go to bars. They're going to go to fucking rock climbing walls, whatever the fuck where people meet.
So that leads me to it's not about the physical thing. What does that do to the culture? How does that change the way those things enact?
There's going to be some people making a lot of money.
Yeah, but no longer, once I get a sex robot, I don't need to ever pursue women
it's population
as myself.
Collapse.
I don't need to go out to the bar. I don't need to go anywhere to like hunt. Most of your life is going out as a young man to hunt for women.
Yeah.
That is no longer ever going to happen. So I think as sex robots keep progressing, we're going to go into an area where reproduction is so far past we're like propagating ourselves for the next generation. I think that's where technology really comes into play as to cloning human embryo, like real test tube babies. That's how you get to the Matrix is sex dolls.
What happens if that's what they do? Is once you go ahead and say, hey, you know what? We are going to control the population. Everybody has their own sex robot. And when we're like, hey, we need to control the population to this growth, they're going to allow the robot to take sperm and they will take it and they'll just transport it to whoever is ovulating and they have their sex robot and then boom. Yeah. And they just go, now you're pregnant.
Well, I don't even think you have to do government. What I'm saying is, what if people do it to themselves? What?
Sorry, I've always wanted to push the button.
What if people are doing it to themselves? It's not government. It's how people just act. We're not smart enough to figure it out that this can be a problem. It's just we build it and we do it and we like it. I think so many things in life are an accident.
I think in the end, it won't replace the real thing, the real connection.
No, it can't.
It will not. It's always
turf is never going to be as good as grass.
It's just another.
That's just what it is.
It's like the evil of social media is that it just sucks your energy and your attention. It's one more way to suck people's energy and attention and keep them sort of in this system of like
happy.
Indenturement.
Yeah. But what if it's happy enough? It's not as good as the real thing.
Why shouldn't everybody be pursuing
thing? The best meat I've ever had is hunting. Getting the first wild deer we ever got, it was like, this is the most delicious thing I've ever had. But most people will go through their entire life eating store-bought cow.
Today.
And it's, you know why? Because it's good enough. Mm-hmm. There's always going to be hires. But what does society raise itself to and say we're okay with this? How I think that can seriously destroy what we're okay with into what is our like
So-
the driving factor of reproduction in the next generation.
What I'm hearing is you're kind of against these things all of a sudden because you were selling them pretty good.
Oh,
earlier.
I'm honest. Yeah, of course I can sell anything.
I
But
was like,
I'm
this
telling
guy's
you
making
that
a fucking run for it.
I'm telling you the truth of what these things are in the marketplace. I'm trying to give you all the numbers that I know. Why lie about data? Let's say how good these things really are and how does it affect us.
Okay. Scale the 1 to 10.
Do I want one?
Yeah.
It's like a Ferrari. I don't need one, but it'd be sure fun to try one out. Let's see what this thing does.
That's what I figured.
Who wouldn't? Everyone's curious. Dude, you have a firecracker. It's like, I wonder what that's like if I light it off. That's that's human nature is let me poke this and see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what happens when you poke it.
Yeah. But sorry, I lost connection. But I don't know. That's just the rabbit hole I've gone down lately, and I wonder what it really does.
I love that these are the things he lays in bed and thinks about at night.
Hey,
Do you bring these up with Danielle?
She hates my.
Yeah, I know.
She does not want to talk about it.
Oh, fuck.
She could care less, dude.
Yeah, well, okay, so Jesus Christ. That's heavy.
I know where
That's
I
heavy.
accelerate.
That's a lot to digest for.
Yeah,
fucking,
I know. I feel like I need to
Golly.
take a time out and process or something.
Yeah, well, okay, so what?
Pee break?
we know what fucking Mike's last search history was. What about you, Tobin? What was the last thing you were looking at
mine
there,
was
buddy?
Greg and I, when Tony Cowden was out here, he invited us out to his long range shooting class, and you too, Jordan.
Yes, well,
in September, and so Greg and I are going, and I put my I bought a chassis for my 308 that I have been using for deer hunting, and
That's where you're taking that new thing?
yeah.
That's
So
perfect for that. Yeah. Are you kidding me?
I'm so excited. It's going to be awesome.
and it's
Make sure you're not on a slope roof while you're out there. I don't want you to get hurt.
That was an 18-to-1 slope.
Yeah.
Well, you got that's a 308, right? Mm-hmm. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
And that's
cool.
a heavy barrel?
Yeah, that's a bull barrel.
Heavy-ish.
It's a bull barrel.
That's bull barrel. Yeah. You got
for
a
sure.
heavy
I
barrel.
actually think I want to take it to Courtney and have her give it the once over. She
Yeah,
said,
I mean, yeah.
she said I could bring it into benchmark barrels while she's working, and she would have someone like
just tighten it
Check
up.
it out.
Make sure,
Yeah, exactly.
Just give it the once over.
Yeah.
Fucking actually put a torque wrench to it.
Yeah.
Find out what the fuck. It's
See what the
using that
specs are.
gluten tight,
Yeah.
gluten tight,
Yeah.
fucking German torque specs he got on there.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's a nice gun for precision. See, but that's all right. Now we're going guns. This is the biggest thing from sex robots to guns.
we are all over the place. Are we really just dropping Japanese sex robots like
Yeah,
that?
yeah, we'll do it. That's how life works.
Well, okay.
Let's talk about guns.
Let's go. Let's go.
See, but that's the thing I have the problem. Like, I love my 30-aught, right? Because I got a Tika T3, and it's
Hang on.
ultra light.
30
It weighs.
is that a sex robot or a fucking?
Yeah, okay, hold on. Let's go back one. You got any names for these sex robots?
No, dude. The weirdest thing was getting down this rabbit hole is the people that really like.
We're looking at it as long as you were. And you
No.
and then at some point you realize
the dudes in the form. The dudes in the form you were talking to.
I was gonna say at some point you realize you have a monthly membership to some sort of subscription forum on Reddit, and you're like, how the fuck did I get here?
Yeah, the old MK pain,
and you're talking about motor torque ratings and milliamp hours on the batteries, and you're like, okay.
My robot's diesel. Names. The thing that freaked me out the most on it was the people that are really into it, like the people that like, or it's like, oh my god, I don't even want to fuck it. I want to put the makeup on it, and I want to make sure it sits up every.
Buffalo
Dude,
Bob.
it would be like, dude, that was the thing that. Fucking,
okay. So that's a horror movie we're talking about. Like that's fucking freaky because that's some Buffalo Bill shit.
But that's
for sure.
those. But a lot of those
Put
people.
the lotion on.
A lot of those people were super successful in life because they had the money to afford a $50,000 sex doll.
Psychopaths.
Yeah, but they were missing something. It seemed like maybe they had tragedy. They had a loss of a parent, a child, something super fucked up happened to it. And you just see, like I said, those guys fucking those chicks in the porta potty, they were dealing with what they had to get through that experience. I think that term, the hardest thing you've ever gone through, is the hardest thing you've ever gone through. Mm-hmm. If you've only been in one situation and now you're in this weird new thing and you're having trouble dealing with it, I think people get nuts. I think people resort to whatever they need. And I think, I don't know. What are their names? I don't know. But I think the people that give them names are the worst. That's what I'll tell you.
I was just talking brand names.
So hunting rifles.
Yeah.
30-06 Tika.
I love it because it's
Hang on, Tika 30-06 is a great name for the robot.
Yeah, old Tika.
Old Tika.
Which means fucking chick, which is girl in Costa Rican.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why I bought it.
Tika.
Yeah. But I like that gun because it's
so it makes sense that that's
totally
what you're fucking.
Hang on. I thought we were talking guns.
Yeah, we are.
I like it because it's very light and I can travel up the mountain with it, and it's very accurate for a over-the-counter gun for the most part. I threaded the barrel and put a muzzle brake on it. But I shoot 3 or 4 rounds through it. That gun gets so fucking hot. And once it starts to get hot, you lose accuracy. Having a bull barrel,
Let's get you down to 1 round.
Yeah, but having a gun,
Your barrel's gonna heat up quick, and then it's gonna take a little bit to cool down.
At Tony's.
it'll take longer to cool down than it will to heat up.
Yeah, so we're going to shoot, I think, about 125 rounds a day. So it's not like crazy fast, but there's all.
That ain't crazy slow either.
That's a good amount.
It's gonna be
What's a box? 20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the cool thing about it all is you're gonna learn how to shoot long range, which fucking sweet. But I completely fucking. I was thinking gun, and then I started thinking about the class. Sorry, let me go back. Those Tikas.
Oh, I thought you were going to sex robots. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I'm gonna rewind all the way back to blowjobs and Tikas. The Tika action is so smooth
very
for
nice.
a fucking $950 gun,
Over the counter gun.
It is. Like,
Yeah.
I still like the Winchester 70. My favorite.
the Model 70 is
It's nice.
It's
Yeah.
where it's at, but that because it's the
You guys-
Mauser action.
Yeah,
I have
it's
one.
beautiful.
I have
you guys,
one. I love it.
It's always so smooth. Like Nathan, you guys felt Nathan's
Yeah.
243 when we went.
Yeah.
Jesus, that sounds bad.
I felt it.
Yeah. And
felt
how smooth was it?
Oh, it was nice and smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I feel like
Like
in
glass.
the Tika, it's less travel to get the bolt undone too. So it's like it's a little up and out, and it's easy to rack. Whereas some of them, like you're past
Like
90,
45
grabbing that
yeah.
bolt, bringing it all the way up, out, racking it back in.
Yeah.
It's a very less
The lugs on the bolt
articulating. I feel like
only allow for like a 30-degree fucking movement, and you're really releasing. It feels consistent. It feels smooth. It's like all the stuff that you want. Like when you go to rip it open, it's gonna open.
But I know that gun
have you
is
ever done
only-
that where you're
yeah.
fucking like, oh, you're freaking out and you're trying to fucking get it open and it just doesn't fucking come because it's just not the right angle, or you're putting a little bit torque on it.
Got to pull
Whereas
it back
those
or
you
forward.
can fucking put torque on the gun and fucking still rack it, and it's like might stick a little bit because I mean it is a fucking over the counter gun, but
Yeah.
whereas I think that's the big difference between like the high end fucking precision rifles or rifles that are just like made for the difference between a $900 gun and a $3,000 gun is
machining.
That you can
it's
put,
all
you can
machining.
put-
Precision machining.
Yeah.
And it's also the perfect. It's
But
I think it's less about the action itself and more about the interface between the bolt and the chamber, and having everything so precise that the cartridge sits exactly the same every single time. Yeah.
But that's where it gets to me. Like
But
I
then
said,
you get
it's
into ammunition.
Oh, and that ballistics changes every time. But
Yep.
talking about the consistency of the thing you're using, the gun,
Speaking
that's
of
where
something
it's like,
you get really nerdy on, is precision shooting.
but it's also like, I like that gun because it's so lightweight, but it's so lightweight, which means there's constantly a ton of variables every time I pull that trigger. If that gun was 100 pounds, as long as I'm holding it, the crosshairs on that area, the amount of me pulling the trigger, my arm and shoulder maybe flexing a little isn't going to have as much of an effect on it. So like that's why I'm like, oh, nice 73-pound gun. I don't want to lug that in the mountains. But the consistency and the sharpness of just a little bit of movement and it holds its weight.
Yeah.
And the recoil when you pull the trigger and everything stays solid, whereas my Pixie Fairy dust gun, it's going to move every time a little bit.
Well, there's a couple things about that. Is that the chassis itself, the weight of it helps hold it stable.
Yes.
And then I really like I bought it's a Magpul chassis, and it has a near vertical pistol grip, which also I think is
That was
way,
nice. I'd like to feel
it's
that.
so much better than the traditional rifle stock
Cocked
thing
back.
where your wrist is kind of cranked down. But I think when we go deer hunting in the fall, I'm going to put it back into its regular rifle stock because it will save me 5 pounds.
Yeah, it's already accurate enough.
Yeah.
I like the hybrids that they're coming out with, where the stock is actually drops down to more of a pistol grip, but it is still in a lightweight rifle.
Yep.
There's a couple different ones that I was looking at that make it.
You ever shoot a shotgun with a pistol grip, but it still got the butt stock?
I haven't
Feels
weird.
No, it's awesome.
Really.
It just gives
Well,
you
that's
that
what, like,
much
the
more.
turkey guns are kind of.
It's more ergonomic than having.
I think a
same
rifle
thing.
would be perfect. Yeah, that's where. Yeah,
To having your firing hand at a steeper angle is way more ergonomic than the traditional
cocked
butt,
back.
Yeah, exactly.
and-
Buttstock style.
Kinks your wrist.
It is kind of like shooting a old school revolver versus a modern.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a big difference, dude. I'm seeing so
Could
many
you
fucking
imagine?
ducks flying around right now. The season's upon us, dude.
It's coming, boys.
Yeah.
Deer season.
Deer
Opener.
season. Well, I got 2 deer across the fucking pond over here, and then there's a ton of fucking ducks.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of movement happening, and it's getting me Jones. And with this knee situation,
Yeah.
You're gonna be fine, dude.
so I got.
Let's pray meniscus.
So
because it heals on its own.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I'm praying meniscus. I called to change my tags today, like we'd talked about. And you know what? Kudos to the lady who answered at 5:40 a.m.
Dang.
And
At the state of Washington?
and I told her, I was like, I was calling to leave a message. The fact that you just answered blows my mind.
Yeah.
And I am sorry you're talking to me right now. But this is fucking crazy to me.
This is great.
Yeah, it was truly. I was driving across the trussel, and I was like, I'm gonna call and leave a message so they'll call me back.
Yeah.
Because I keep forgetting. And sure as shit, some lady answered, and I was like, you're a saint. So I still got to call back because she just set up like the appointment for me to call. Like
That was today.
that was today, so I got to.
I beat you by an hour and a half.
You talked to someone at 3:30 in the morning?
I got a call. My dogs go nuts. Wakes me up. I'm like, oh my God, are we getting broken into? Right away, my phone starts ringing. Amazon delivery. And I go,
Oh my God.
I am not answering this. If this is really the Amazon guy at fucking 3:30 in the
I'm gonna
morning,
go shoot at him.
I'm going right back to bed. Dog shut up, but the guy's still out there.
That's the perfect heist.
Oh, Danielle goes out in her bathrobe.
Oh my god!
Some dude couldn't even speak English.
Some Amazon sex robot.
He couldn't leave the package at the gate. he's like, I have to take it up and take a picture. And so he gave Danielle the phone to take the picture. So she walked the package all the way down. Dude, at 3:30 in the morning, this happened.
The fact that Danielle walked to the gate.
I went out there in my underwear.
Hang on, were you in bed while she's walking to the gate?
I went out in my underwear. I saw him.
Scumbag.
Dude, we got two
I was like,
dogs.
this
What are you
dirty
going to
bastard.
do? Nah. Dude, it's on my call record.
I'm fixed. I got fucking crosshairs on this guy. Go ahead, go get the package.
Dude, he would have gotten away. I have a light gun.
Him. I'll drop him. With my 1022, I'm going through his fucking left orbital. Left orbital, 350 yards. I got him. We're locked in.
What's that hold?
What's that?
I said, how many mils are you holding on that?
Fucking
A lot.
crosshairs.
Like all of them?
Right on.
Pretty much. Oh, okay.
No, I'm
Yeah,
dead
you
on,
just
dude.
Bury it.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot him in the pecker. Just aiming at his head, shoot him in the dick.
That guy's really going to need a sex robot afterwards. Yeah. No one's going to want him.
Nope.
The dickless bandit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think it'd be hard to find a girlfriend if you didn't have a dick?
Today?
Yeah.
These days? Yeah. Absolutely not.
No?
Are you kidding me? That's what that.
You're back to Cry Boys or Snuggle Boys or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, but they don't get
How are you? How are you gonna get your release? Is my question.
without a dick.
Yeah,
Butt stuff.
you're wild.
You got to tickle the prostate,
Wild.
right?
Is it all prostate stuff?
Yeah.
The doctor's like, "What the fuck happened here?
Holy shit.
This thing looks like a punching bag back here, buddy." And you're like, "Yeah, it's a crazy weekend."
What do you want to call it, Hiroshima or Nagasaki? Because something went off in here.
He goes, yeah.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah, it's like, is this little boy or big boy? It was obviously big boy.
Well, that was my weekend.
Oh my God.
Fuck.
You know what?
Yeah.
That was the perfect moment.
All right, guys.
Hey, like and subscribe. Leave us a review. God damn it. We have like,
We're trying to get
we
more.
have a couple hundred downloads a week and we've got like 30 all-time
No, we
reviews.
got a couple thousand.
Yeah, you're
Keep
getting-
it up. We want to hit
that's right.
1 million.
Sorry, 10,000 downloads
Thank you.
a week. And only like 30 reviews. So leave us a review. And for fuck's sake, wash your goddamn gi.